Hello everyone, and welcome back to Roll For It. Favorite YouTube streamers get to go play some lovely tabletop RPGs. Today, of course, we're playing some Starfarer. Maths is away again, so we continue where we left off last time with Josh joining us to GM. Hi there, Josh.
Hi.
Back joining us for some Victorian steampunk hilarity.
Yeah, and 1,000 pugs in a trench coat.
That is actually my character. How did you know? Right, okay, in which case we'll go through announcements real quick. And we'll get going. So, we should do the announcements properly.
Patreon posts. NPC name submissions in the Skyfarer problems with bugs. Session notes are now out. Monthly recap coming soon. And it's also September, which means you can get subs easier and cheaper if they're new. And multi-month sub deals are happening. It's the thing. You should get involved. Also, if you want to support us, you can do so over at patreon.com/roll-for-it. No, don't take the mic away from me. I am still speaking. You will have your time later.
Can I punch the engineer in the throat? Like, is that a...
My throat is
Don't
made
even
of
have to roll for
iron.
that.
I imagine that he's commandeered the single mic on the vessel, you know, like the ones that are in like the principal's office, and he's locked himself in a room and we're just banging at the door trying to get the freaking microphone back.
I don't know if you've ever spent a lot of time on boats, but I imagine that this intercom system is actually just literally a series of tubes that you speak into a big tube and then it
Probably.
just amplifies it throughout the ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's how old some boats still work.
Anyway,
It's very efficient.
yeah, if you support us over on the Patreon stuff, it allows us to do cool things like paying our cast and being amazing and doing all the things. Right. Also, you can subscribe on Twitch. Subs happen. They're a thing. Also, bits and tips. And also, you can be a YouTube member if you really want. That's a thing, apparently. Most of those, you know, anything recurring. So, YouTube membership, Twitch, Patreon, all those get you access to our Discord, which is quite lively, and there's a lot of stuff going on there. So if you want to get involved, you can do so. In addition, you can just tell people about the show. That's always helpful. Tell them about pugs being a intergalactic tribble-like menace. I don't know. It might sell it for some people. Just give it a go. Right. That done. Announcements done. Things done. I think we're good. So, take it away, Joshua.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Skyfarer. Problems with Pugs 2 Electric Boogaloo. Wherein, can I actually get a recap from someone? Just like a real 5-minute recap from your perspective. WTF happened last time?
We fed the pugs after midnight. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, we were smuggling pugs, and those pugs had a sentient. Oh, because we're pugglers, and had a sentient like fungal.
We had it, actually.
Well, okay, so we were infected, then they became infected.
Remember, our engineer decided that he was going to steal the mushrooms from the
That's right.
intelligent biome.
From biome,
Yes.
and
They
it
look tasty.
it reciprocated in kind by infecting the pugs, which then reproduced asexually very quickly. And we had an infestation of infested pugs, which we got rid of by crashing our vessel into another vessel and stealing somebody else's ship.
Yeah, you did that, didn't you?
It was
We
a
did.
better ship. I think we traded up in the world.
And we
There was
we
that part
put
where
the
everybody
captain-
got like inner voices as well.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say that's gone away, but you haven't heard it. Just in case. Let us begin with you and your newly christened ship, the 6535. It's pretty good odds. At New Winchester.
They got better, our odds. Have we made our prug delivery?
I think you have made a little bit of cash. So you can all add the condition to your sheets. A little bit of cash.
Okay.
A little bit of cash.
From your pug delivery.
Do I still have a scratch in my throat?
Oh, yes.
Damn it.
Yes.
Get that looked at.
Nothing.
Can we lower our danger?
Oh, yeah. Let's say that everyone's peril has gone to 0.
Cool.
And everyone's tenacity is reset to 2.
And did we like gain anything at the end of the last session, like in terms of stats?
I think we did an advancement in the after show, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you should already have something. I
feel
think.
like I didn't take anything.
I don't think
I think we talked about it, but I didn't actually do it.
Okay.
So I can take one stat up, or I can
Right.
take a new statement.
I don't know. I've only used these rules once.
You can take a new I will never, I hate, I love, I always, or you can take
Yes.
a +1 to anyone's stat.
Yes,
Nice.
that does sound correct. What the? Huh? Oh, I got the wrong PDF open. That's why.
Got it. I'm on it, Chief.
I got
We're
a
good.
supplement.
Okay. Do I want to take
All
a
right, I'm gonna take a
statement?
stat.
I am large 3.
I'm
Oh.
Vales 3.
I'm full of iron.
Mirrors 3.
I think I'm gonna boost my hearts a little bit.
Not bad.
Sensible.
Okay.
Very sensible. Okay, so after seeing something spectacular, which is the trigger for advancement in this game, a constellation of exploding pug farts, you feel more competent in general. So
I'm not
I'm
sure
not-
your definition of competent is the same as ours.
okay,
I do feel more
well,
competent, Josh. Thank you. Thank you. After last week,
I'm
you're
Whatever.
giving us the benefit
It's
of the
up to
doubt,
you.
which makes you a very kind GM.
I'm so kind.
Benevolent being.
So I have an initial question, which is, how do the 4 of you celebrate?
Well, I am thirsty all the time, so I need a drink.
Drinks sound lovely, as long as they have tea.
Oh, they absolutely have tea, or at least they have tea substitute.
Oh,
Depends on how much money you're willing to spend.
Alan's a bit of a tourist everywhere he goes, even if he's been there before. So he's gonna sort of look for like brochures or tourist outings or local
darling.
rumors.
I can take you through New Winchester. I love art and culture, and I know very much about the culture of this land. Let me be your tour guide.
before we go out, we must fill out the appropriate paperwork for a field trip, of course, for liability and insurance purposes.
Of course. Yes. Let's fill out the
Sorry,
paperwork.
I imagine we like walk into I don't know, is it like a tavern or some kind of cantina?
Cantina.
And I start passing out paperwork to them while we wait on drinks.
Everyone gets paperwork.
I just like sign the bottom.
I pull out like
Pretty.
tiny
I don't
little
even
reading
read it.
glasses.
I'm curious, knowing what is the reputation of the Winwood Company?
Oh, well, they are officially, a naval adjunct to Her Majesty's Royal Navy. Unofficially, they're privateers, scoundrels, and very East India Trading Company in their MO. You know that in this area, the Reach, they are It's somewhat active. There's nothing particularly of worth here aside from what goes on in New Winchester and transit routes. So they do
have
a
an
lot of
office
shipping.
by chance?
You know what? I think they probably do.
But we do know their reputation of being a bit of a privateer, while also operating as a candidate use for the Queen's forces.
Oh yeah. They're officially sanctioned.
Okay.
They have permits for all sorts of things.
While I'm filling out this documentation, and I've got everyone here, she just stepped away. I feel like this is the best opportunity to do this. I'm gonna try to wait for a great opportunity to breach over to Clementine while giving her a chance to get her spiel through. And I am going to make a suggestion to the crew that we find the offices of the Windwood Company in New Winchester.
Oh. And what do you plan to do when we find these offices?
Well, we have their ship, and I think that they'll certainly be interested in reacquiring that vessel, but it is probably safe to assume that due to the legality of it all, they will not do so kindly or even justly. But if we were to express perchance that their ship captain happened to have a bit of a grudge against our captain and were to ram our vessel and take out a personal grudge, we may be able to, and I look over to Clementine, in your personal opinion, could we, I don't know, wrap them up in some minor legalities, some laws that they could have infringed upon?
Wrapping things up in legalities is what I do best, except for drinking. I joke. So I'm thinking we blame them for compensation. If their captain rammed ours, we needed appropriate vessel to get us here to complete our job.
And at this point, we're just redelivering their ship back to them so they can compensate us similarly. Maybe they even just legally give us the 65-35.
Not a bad idea, Just Alan. I like the way you think.
Yes. So who do we approach? Is there a Windward Company here?
There's an
One
office,
of
yeah.
their
So
branches?
There'll be an
Just
office.
Alan was saying that there is an office that we could potentially go to.
Well,
Try to negotiate there.
we're going to need some proof.
Well, we remove all discerning
Engineer.
proof, right? So
Engineer. It's
me-
a shame that you were so injured in that crash.
I still have a pug attached to my leg.
Legal compensation.
We may have a cone on
yeah.
the ship, and we could brace your arm or two.
cone on him.
Shame. Cone
His
of
head.
shame. Like a pug.
And
I'm not wearing a cone.
we just need somebody to feign ill, maybe take some damage in such a horrible crash caused by their captain. Do you understand, engineer?
And we're gonna assume we hard cut to the Windward Company offices, where I walk in like in full plaster cast, like.
We are here.
Oh my God.
In, like on like one of those pallet like things.
Plaster cast on one leg and pug on the other. So every time you step down outside, they're like kunk or a.
Oh yeah, don't you have an arm?
You have a pug
I
arm.
pulled the pug off my arm, but it then just bit me on the leg, so now I've got a pug leg.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Oh right, the pug leg.
Pug leg. Oh my god. Okay. I come in and I walk up to the front desk and I immediately say, "We are here to file a legal complaint against your company."
It is
Dispute, if you will.
terrible. My arms and legs and ribs and vertebrae.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it hurt, engineer? Tell them.
17.5! Oh,
That's greater. That's greater than I'm very familiar with numbers, and that is much larger than typical pain rating.
What paperwork must we fill out for said compensation? I say to whatever person's behind this desk.
When you say compensation, a diminutive clerk behind the desk looks up from his writing, pushes some real thick glasses up to the bridge of his nose, and just goes, "Fill out Form 2B. We'll be with you," and slaps a piece of paper on the desk.
I look like a kid in a candy store. I take their form. I gather us like we're in a dentist office filling out paperwork for like a single child. And I guess I fill this paperwork out. Okay, I would like to put in our complaint that their ship captain
Brannigan? Was it Brannigan?
Brannigan. What was his name? Brannigan.
Yep.
That
Yeah, because
Brannigan.
ours was Grubman.
Grubman.
Yours was
Brannigan
Grubman.
rammed our vessel, causing a space accident.
Accident implies no one was at fault. It is a space collision.
Space collision.
Intentional space collision.
An intentional space collision in which our vessel was
Capsized.
completely, and we needed fast relief to safety,
Okay.
and we expect compensation for the damages done to both our ship and our
We
engineer.
lost our captain in a very unfortunate way.
Tragic, absolutely tragic.
Yeah, and our captain lost.
Invaluable.
I'll put how many people did we lose on the ship?
We lost.
Deceased.
There's gonna be at least 10 crew.
That were
Lost.
lost. Yeah, deceased 10 crew lost in the accident. I mean, in the collision.
That's just our crew. That's not even considering how many they lost on theirs, which we know
It was a
at least
3 locomotive collision. So
I blame faulty
Probably a lot.
signaling.
Oh, we lost
Yeah, somebody
our
changed.
replacement dinghy.
okay. Clementine, I'm gonna need you
So this is
to
some mirrors.
that is Veils, because you are fudging this paperwork.
I
Also,
am.
many thousands
fair.
of bugs.
Since I'm
okay.
sort of helping her, like I'm helping her do with the workaround. Can I add all to that? Vales is like it's my lead here.
I was
so
about to say maybe the words are coming out of your mouth, but I'm filling the form out. I'm just there to fill the form out.
yeah,
Would you like to do the role instead then, David?
I would. Yeah, that's a. You stop that, sir. Unless we're married, that feels strange.
I don't know
Bub's
what happened.
blushing
It's
now.
because I'm looking at Lily and Clementine, and my eyes went straight to the name on the screen for you.
I'll fix it. I'm sorry. That was weird in all the ways.
Do some paperwork for me.
Both.
Fucking stop! Stop it! Yes, I will. Vales roll this.
I am so sorry and very warm right now.
Oh.
Roll. So I'm gonna get my Vales. Can I utilize anything else here? Can I utilize informative?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna get anything else out of that. So especially since it's written. So yeah, we'll go with that.
You got a 7.
A 7.
Zeben. Okay. You fill in this paperwork with help from Clementine, who is very good at paperwork. Together you form this narrative of it being really, really bad from old Captain Brannigan, and you slam several, and you even ask for extra sheets of paper from this clerk who's like, oh, and very excited about this prospect. And he looks it over.
Okay.
He's like, if you'll just wait 3 to 4 weeks, I will be able to get back to you. And poof, the door to the side, a very finely dressed soldier of the Windward Company comes out, and they all seem to be. There's like 5 of them, and they all seem to be wearing beautifully engraved swords, and they're carrying pistols with them, and they're just talking to each other. It's like, well, we don't know exactly where the Queen Victoria's Wind got to, but we heard it was in port, so I suppose we should go and they look over at you lot.
I'm going to explode this office.
I look over to these 3 or 4 men. Are they just? Would you say they're common soldiers? But you said that they have like engraved, not pistols but swords.
Yeah.
Or do they have like military badges or anything of the sort?
Yes, they do. An important fact I forgot to mention is that they are slightly larger than normal rats.
Rats. Okay.
Rats?
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So the rat men.
That doesn't seem important. Why would you think that's important?
Slightly larger than, so they're tiny in comparison to us.
They're standing on their
ratters.
hind legs, and they seem to be conversing in plain English. But yes, the Queen's English. no
So
doubt.
in
Yes,
sunless skies, ratters are a thing. Typically, they're seen as mechanics, but they also have a very prominent force for combat.
Oh yeah, they are. The ratters are formidable opponents.
Yeah, and they're
You
fairly
would
efficient.
absolutely be aware of the stories of their colonies and their various other.
You say that they are rodents of unusual size.
You know, I wouldn't say it's unusual, just slightly bigger than normal.
Rodents of aberrant
They're definitely
size.
not as big as our OUIs.
Okay.
Our OUs.
I'd like to approach the one that immediately said the Queen Victoria's Wind.
Mhm.
And since he's sort of like dominated the room at this point, I'm gonna more or less move my way into the conversation. Since Alan's not a very big guy at all, even if they're small by all intents and purposes, Alan is not assumedly even very large for a human. And Alan's gonna kind of move up with us, like his hands in his pockets, kind of like just moving. It's like, did I hear you say the Queen Victoria's Wind?
Yes, you did, sir.
It's interesting that you bring that up. It's in port because we brought it back due to an issue with the captain. Are you familiar with what was his name again? Clementine? Brannigan?
Brannigan.
Brannigan. Yeah. Are you familiar with Captain Brannigan?
Of course, I'm familiar with Captain Brannigan. He's very highly decorated. Why would you not know the name of your own captain?
Mr. I didn't get your name.
I am Mr.
Attersby.
Smythe.
Oh, it's right there. I see it. It's right on the lapel. It's my Mr. Smythe.
Captain
Brannigan,
Smythe, if you will.
we run a delivery ship, the 50-50, and our captain had, while only new to us, had hired us to usher materials to another system, and we were not aware that Captain Brannigan had a bit of an issue with our captain, and I will say the name of a Captain Slizzard Grubman.
You're the crew of Slizzard Grabman? Then
Recent-
arrest these fools!
Recent hires. We're recent hires. This was news to us. News to
A
us.
series of small rats begin to drag chains into the room.
If it means anything, we filled out official paperwork. We're not trying to hide anything.
Well,
I
here's
point
See
to
the
the stack of
clerk
paperwork.
with like a sly smile, just slide the paperwork into the bin.
I would like to file an official complaint against that.
Mr. Smythe.
Please do.
Captain Brannigan came over port intercoms declaring a blood feud with our captain, of which we were wildly unfamiliar with, and they fought themselves unto death after driving the Queen Victoria's Wind directly into our
Of course,
vessel.
you can explain all of this in custody. Please,
Darlings,
come with me.
I think negotiating is not working.
I've
It's
got a
time to
very
go.
convincing argument.
I would like to step on
No.
the rat.
Yes, all that.
Okay. Please.
Did you break
roll
out
your
of the
eye.
the body cast? You're just like
Rolling the
shatters into
Breaks
dust.
like flex.
Pug leg right down on top of the rat.
Yeah, it's the pug
Okay,
leg. Definitely the pug leg. There's a
Take
little
+1 peril, and roll your iron +1 for large, most definitely.
10.
10. Okay. You move over to Captain Smythe, and he's very, very politely arranging all these rats who are trying to move these chains over to arrest you. And you just bust out, and
I don't know why we thought this would work. We're pirates.
We were just trying to do the right thing. Maybe we shouldn't run.
Running
Agree.
would be good.
Okay.
Time to go back to the ship.
I take the paperwork, the official paperwork, to file a complaint against the clerk because he threw our paperwork away. With me, that's coming back. This
Okay,
is not
yeah,
over.
The camera sees us leave. You come back for the paperwork, and then I come back a second later and I pick up the pen. I'm going,
I'm taking this.
it's on a little chain, and you're like,
Break it off.
You were chained.
it
No,
takes
we
you a little
start
bit to rip it off the chain, but yeah, you get the
Yes.
pen. Okay, yeah, the
property
clerk,
of the East India Trading Company or whatever. What their names again?
The
the
Windward.
Windward Company.
Property of the Windward Company.
Yeah, you run away and you hear a clerk shouting behind you, "See you in 3 to 6 weeks!" And yeah, all of you, you're gonna have to make me iron rolls if you're just running
Who do I
straight.
pick up? Do I need to pick someone up?
Pick me up.
I pick up Lily and Clementine.
Clementine rolled a
Oh,
10.
okay, I'll pick
A
up Lily.
critical. I did really well.
I assume -1 for carrying Lily, +1 for large.
Yeah,
I cancel that.
13.
13. You
Okay.
you and Lily are fine. Are you what are you up to? Just
3. I got a 3.
okay.
Can I help that in some way?
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah, everyone take 1 peril.
Okay.
Oh, blow up
And-
That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable.
That does seem reasonable at this point.
You all managed to get to the what's this, 65-35,
65-35.
which you might have to adjust that down a little bit now.
Yeah.
Like the 55-45 maybe.
This is not the 52-48.
And yeah, you all make it on board.
That was a close one. Whew.
I feel like there were no long-term consequences for that at all.
No.
Not at all.
We should set sail.
We should
Now.
do that. Where should we navigate to is the question.
Do we use the word set steam? Is that a phrase?
Set steam.
I don't know,
Get
steam up.
underway?
Steam up.
Make way.
Make way.
Let's
okay.
We should make way.
Where to?
We don't have a crew, do we?
Somewhere that is not here.
I guess everybody got off board.
We did that on purpose, right? Or were there people left on board?
Well,
There were a few.
So you all get to your stations and begin to order the crew around who all,
Oh, okay.
at least used to work for the Windward Company. Their position is unclear
Oh,
at the
we've got 2
moment.
of ours. We brought 2 of ours over.
And,
Oh, it's
and
true,
2
we
of
do.
your own. 2
Yeah.
of your own as well. And they are eagerly getting out of New Winchester. And I'm just going to say that... Oh, God. I keep on forgetting your bloody character's name, Bob. Just Alan. There we go.
Just Alan, yeah.
Down so I don't do that again. There we go. And Just Alan is a little bit late. So Just Alan doesn't see Navigator Spectre walking out of the communications room shortly before he arrives. And everyone is at their places on the bridge.
Navigator Spectre?
Navigator Spectre, yes, who is currently standing on the bridge at the navigator's table, staring daggers at Lily.
I come over like very like I run the place, and excuse me, we are going to
You're
be setting
excused.
course. I beg your pardon.
Are you dumb as well? I said you're excused. I am here to do my job and navigate this locomotive safely to its destination, which is Captain, and looks at either between Clementine, Alan, and kind of brushes over Lily and the engineer.
This is a democracy. I thought we wrote that down.
We have official paperwork that now puts this ship in our care, sir. And therefore, I am titled new navigator of the ship. I'm sorry to have to announce your demotion in front of all of these people. But I will be safely navigating this ship to its next destination. Thank you very much.
Well, seeing as this is a democracy, why don't we vote on it?
Oh, yeah, if that's how you feel, sure.
This excites me. Voting means check boxes and pens. I start passing out little pencils and little pieces of paper to everybody on the ship. Just simply write your vote down. What is his name again?
Navigator Spectre.
Okay, I was gonna call him Spectre. Navigator Spectre.
We should probably forego the title Navigator since that's in dispute.
That's true. Just.
It's how people know me.
Well, today we know you as Spectre and Lily. Since when is London a democracy?
Well, I suppose I should tell you my first name. It's Tilly.
Tilly.
It's going to get complicated.
Tilly and Lily. Oh, God.
And remember, this is a fair voting process. The loser does not mean you're actually a loser, just that you lost your place in being navigator.
Interesting.
So are we casting votes then? Is that?
Yes, you have 2 minutes.
And we're writing that down.
You
I'd like
write
to
the
share-
full name, please, down on a piece of paper.
Yes, Lily Verdot is my full name. I have at least 10 years of experience within the navigational systems of this, what do they call it? The heavens. And I will, if you have my vote, I will let you know that I will make sure. I actually even have experience navigating through a black hole successfully with previous crew members. I will have you know that you will be safely taken anywhere you want to if you have my vote here on our ship. Thank you very much.
Cast my ballot.
Poor
We go
dear.
to
She's
Candy
clearly been
Mountain.
staring at the stars too long.
I would like to go to Candy Mountain.
We are not voting on times to go to Candy Mountain. You are voting on Lily or Spectre.
Lily or Tilly?
I
Yes.
I am Navigator Tilly Spectre, and I have more than 20 years with the Windward Company.
That's good.
You know, that thing that employs you. So,
Wait, we're employed?
everyone be...
Of course we
Are you
are.
doing that in the background? Lily, you're just like,
Lily's just rolling her eyes in the background.
And how do you feel about Candy Mountain?
if there is such a place, I would be more than happy to visit. I have
Very,
a little bit of
very
a sweet
argument.
tooth.
But did you navigate a black hole? In the background.
She's like, regularly.
Did you make
Several
the
at
castle
once.
run in under 4 parsecs?
It was double black hole drifting, in fact.
But
It
was it a
that zone.
supermassive black hole?
I'm
Because
sorry,
pretty
Lily,
sure-
but
Well,
they make
Tilly-
a very excellent point.
That is an illegal activity, drifting around black holes.
And
Yeah,
you would
Sunless.
know about illegal activities, wouldn't you?
I would, as the quartermaster of this vessel. I burp and begin chugging again more drink.
Is there anything that might be redeemable as blunt or sharp enough to injure a person around us?
God,
Little
yes.
pencils.
There'll be like hammers and wrenches and
Yeah, you can use my pencil.
pencils.
I think Alan would likely try to appear as normal as possible
Oh
while
my
moving over
God.
to such and offering said instrument to Lily. I think you should just do it. Just show your dominance. Assert here. Show who
I
the
will-
superior black hole navigator is.
I will keep this in mind. This may come in handy. I'll let the
Just
boat
saying.
take its course.
Where do you see
Thank you.
yourselves in 5 years' time?
It's not a dating show.
It's
Oh,
a
well,
very
in 5
important
years.
question about commitment to the voyage.
We all will have navigated throughout all of the heavens, and you all will be so cultured by the various planets and different ecosystems and different cities. I hope to take you across the galaxies. You will love it. You will
Show us
learn.
the
You will
world.
Shimmering.
Shining,
Good answer.
shimmering,
Say
thunder.
that's a good answer.
Hey,
You will have the
Tilly.
experience of a lifetime.
Well, just to make sure you don't confuse the two of us, I'm Tilly. She's Lily.
That's what I said.
But more importantly than seeing and culture, blah, 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 I can make you rich because I know what the contents of this locomotive are and where they're supposed to go.
It's also a very good point.
Clementine holds up her hand
get
for the
that
group to
sharp
stop
edge.
talking for a second. Where a lot of really important Clementine says you maintain inventory of this vessel. That's the quartermaster, not a navigator.
Oh, I'm sure the quartermaster points to a disgruntled man in the
Maybe
corner
we
who's
There's
should have
another
her
staring
in
down
quartermaster?
at you.
the quartermaster job then. She seems qualified.
He would know, but I mean, I could take over both jobs. I'm more than capable. However, navigator is my preferred position. It's just that I was the most trusted officer amongst the crew, and I am well prepared for this our supposed mission. So vote for me.
I don't like him
I
at all.
hand my folded up slip
I
of
would
paper
like to make a lot of money.
back to
He's-
Clementine.
What do you hand back to Clementine paperwork?
My folded up slip of paper.
Oh, yes, votes. I want your votes. Send your votes in.
I'm actually scared now.
Me too.
I
Okay.
don't know if the engineer
Well,
can secretly vote
well, I can tell the tensions are a little high there, and everybody's just kind of like they're filling in their paper. I'm going to move over to Tilly, and I'm going to say, I just wanted you to know that I voted for you, but also I saw Lily pick up a hammer. It's in her pocket. So I brought this for you, and it's like a small sharp utensil.
We're about to go into a full-on mutiny.
You may want to take matters into your own hands. I just saying. Your answers are better until he rolls off the tongue.
Tilly looks at you and they wink and just reveal hidden in the kind of cup of their hand one of those navigators measuring things, and it's very, very pointy.
compass.
Oh yeah.
I give her a wink as well, and I nod. And as I walk behind her, I look over to Clementine and I go,
I'm like nodding and smiling and collecting everybody's paperwork. Well, we are out of time, as I probably look out a window and imagine there are people about, like, we've been sitting in port. The idea was to run it. Now we're in a full-on
I think you've made way. Like, the crew have been running around, and you're at
now we're taking boats.
Cruising speed at this point. There are a couple of alarms going off at various places, but that's not important. There's a vote going on.
So then, okay, cool. So alarms are going off. We may be floating emptily into space, but I collect everybody's things and I say, one last question, and this one will not count towards your voting. Just a consideration. What do each of you know of pugs?
Yeah, from the vents you hear like a snoring sound.
This is one of the most important questions that we can ask you as we combine crews.
Well, I mean, you know that I know very much about pugs, being that I was the one who discovered the pug infestation on our previous ship. It was we've grown to know pugs very, very well on our last excursion.
It sounds very aggressive.
Lily, I don't think that you could declaredly state that you know a lot about pugs by discovering them when you just leave food in your bed consistently. That's not a great method of discovery.
But it is a way that pugs like her.
That's fair. That's fair. I in that case, I'm a pug too then.
I turn to Tilly and I go, and Tilly, please, as a navigator, what do you know of pugs?
Tilly seems thoroughly confused.
Well, this is an insufficient answer, but let us count our votes.
Hold on. Okay.
Tilly reveals that she is a pug.
Rips the mask off.
Always got to one up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tiny pug in like a human mech just pulls the front off, and there's a little pug sitting in there like,
oh man.
I wouldn't have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling pirates.
Okay. I want a couple of dice rolls for this.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
First off, Lily, to you were trying to convince the crew to vote for you, so I feel like a hearts roll.
Okay.
And I feel maybe educated +1 for your credentials for this.
Okay.
And given the answers of your fellow crew members, I'm gonna say -1 because they didn't actually vote for you.
Okay, so it cancels out. Alright, come on, roll well. Oh no, I rolled a 5. Oh, I'm ruined. Oh. My career.
that's okay. You mean more than your job title. We value you as a human being. Now,
What will I
please
do?
move
Be the
over so
pug
Tilly has
carer?
some room.
That's why you asked. Oh, how dare you? Is this why you asked if I knew about pugs? Are you going to put me in charge of the pugs now? Is this what my job is? Oh,
Well, that was my job.
I'm ruined. What will I do on this ship?
We
Tilly
need someone
leans
to
over
stop
and
the
says,
engine.
"Don't worry, dear. I'm sure you can hold something for someone."
Oh, you want to know what I'm holding right now? And I pull out this hammer.
Ellen's just going.
Yeah. This is unfair and this is cruel. I was the navigator with all of you previously. How could I not be navigating on the ship now? Should we re-vote for all of your positions? A new engineer? A new quartermaster?
You can see
Tilly.
you can see a trio of people like scowling in the corner. Clearly, the engineer,
Yes.
the
How about
quartermaster.
we cast a vote for the entire crew then, rather than singling out the navigators?
It seems that democracy is not working for us.
Tilly pulls out the sharpened navigator's compass and it's like, Hammer,
ready.
really? You don't know the tools of your trade and you're entirely unfit.
Oh,
Read
well,
the bridge now.
Why don't we share it? You take a turn, we take
I
a
was
turn.
voted for. I am officially the navigator.
I
Picks up a
voted
badge
you.
that says
I voted for
navigator and
Josh.
pins it to their breast and says,
I eat
I'm the
paperwork.
navigator.
I eat all the votes.
You
All the and I'll swallow them and wash it down because now I'm thirsty.
He's gonna poop weird later.
And I say, what
Lots
votes?
of fiber though.
What votes? I see no votes. It was incomplete. I want
it's
to
clear
recount.
that we are ushering into an age of drastic expansion, and there's only room for one navigator. So I think you should just fight to the death.
I look at Alan. I'm like, Alan,
Just my
Alan.
thoughts. Just my thoughts. Throwing it out there, seeing where it lands.
The loser can wear this. I hold the sign where I've written in crayon mascot.
What do I know about this vessel? A mascot.
We don't have one. Someone come in the mascot.
Lily looks at all of you, and she's holding this hammer, and she realizes what she's become. So she puts the hammer down and just kind of adjusts her shoulders, flips her hair. I will not be insulted on this bridge. Good luck to all of you. And she leaves.
Wait.
Good luck.
Wait, Lily. There's official paperwork for quitting.
She
I don't
storms
know.
away.
I don't know where she's gonna go. We're in space, so she's just gonna storm off the closet. I'll walk with her. I think she needs some comforting aid.
No hammers this time.
Carriage B is quite comfortable.
I've got nothing. Just trying to feel a little power here.
Lily, where do you storm off to?
I don't know. I'm gonna go. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna kind of just walk around, maybe go find the pugs and see how they're doing, and go feed some pugs. That's my new job now.
As Alan goes after her, I give Alan the mascot sign and say, when she's ready.
I nod, and when he turns around, I just drop it at my feet and walk away.
Lily, you're walking around. You hear the snuffling in the vents, and like you put down a little more sort of food in the. Let's say you go into the storage room, and they snuffle, and like a couple of them bust out of the vent, and they eat it up, and that's very loud in my ear. And apparently lie down on the floor and listen to them.
Yeah. Oh.
You crawl under the bed with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You become one of the pugs.
They kind of nuzzle you, and they look a bit sad because you're clearly they're empathizing with you a little bit.
At least somebody does. I pet them.
Yeah. You pet them. One of them farts, and the fart kind of wafts a pile of paper onto your lap. It appears to be the mission and manifest.
Oh. Could I read it? Yes.
Oh yeah. You read through, and you realize that Captain Brannigan, when he was called away to intercept the crazy stallion, was originally on a mission to resupply the Clockwork Sun in Albion with a significant number of unstamped hours as cargo and some replacement clockwork parts. It seems that this is labeled urgent. and officially stamped with various Windward Company signatures and stamps. It's, you know, who, if Clementine could see this, she would. Whew, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, I'll hold on to this. I'm gonna give them all a minute to sort their shit out as I kind of sit for a few moments, and eventually I will return.
You open the door and Alan's just waiting outside the door.
Oh, Alan, just Alan, you're here.
You look pretty upset, and I didn't want you to go off alone, but I thought you might have needed some privacy, so I just waited. I waited for you.
Oh, well, I much appreciate it. I was just petting the pugs, as
It's rather
much
nice.
else for me to do. Yes, it's therapeutic in a way. They're adorable little snorting creatures, farting creatures. Well, I appreciate you looking out. I'll be quite all right, I suppose.
I think everyone's just trying to find their place right now, right? Since we're doing the democracy thing, Tilly's not going to last, right? You know what it's like to work with the engineer. We just learned that he's got an actual name after traveling with him for the last X amount of months. So she won't last, and you'll get your spot back. It's just she's trying to lay claim at this point. It's a safe place for her, safe territory. So I'm sure you can understand. But I'm rooting for you.
Yes.
I got a hammer ready for you at all times.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate the help with physical combat. That was a good suggestion, but I won't resort to it just yet. But
She's carrying a battle compass. She showed me.
I know, well, that should be my compass, but I will wait for now. By the way, upon petting the pugs, this stumbled upon my lap. It looks like some sort of mission manifest from Captain Brannigan. It's got some interesting stuff on here if you want to check it out.
Can you keep a secret?
Of course, yes.
I actually don't know how to read.
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm just honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing most of the time. I get really lucky with the taps and clicks and sending messages. So I got hired mostly because they were inundated with the amount of words that I was saying, and they thought that I was fitting for it, and they thought I could. What did he say? Slizzard said, "You could what were the words? You could spin a disastrous webbed weave." I think that's what he said, something like that.
Arr.
You can spin a mighty tale.
Yeah, I was waiting for Josh's voice.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I mean, why don't you just tell me what's going on, and I can look it up.
Okay. Wow. Lily just kind of like dumbfounded by what you just revealed, as she kind of is realizing, like, wow, Alan did just kind of show up here. Like, what is his skill set? Like, she's like, it all makes sense now. But
we did not discriminate during the hiring process.
Yeah, clearly. Well, it looks like Captain Brannigan had a mission before he intercepted the runaway stallion to resupply the Clockwork Sun. And basically resupply it with some parts, and that was his previous mission beforehand.
Well, that sounds really long-winded. How about I check out the cargo hold to see if any of that checks out? I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I know if I see a gun, what's down there? Rudy Tooty Point and Shooty.
Yes, actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Now that I think about it, the Tilly did mention that there's perhaps money on this ship.
Well, I know money.
Maybe
That's
we can try
one thing
to
I do know.
find. If we can
Ooh.
find that stash, that might be good. Then
I'm your guy, Alan. Just Alan on the job.
Alan, you're a doll. I appreciate your help. If you find
We're
any of
gonna
that,
die.
let me know first and foremost, and then we'll let the rest of the crew know. She winks.
I'm on it.
Thanks.
And Alan just like happily walks off with like fist strong of like, yes, I have a job again.
All right, Alan and Lily, you're going to investigate this work order and
Actually, yes,
Okay.
yes, I will investigate as well.
Okay. You two open up, you crack open a couple of wooden boxes, and inside are, in fact, a huge mountain of hours. You see these little multicolored shards of well, they look like maybe colored glass, maybe rock, but these are the currency by which the British Empire runs.
Wow.
They are worth a lot, and when refined, can be extremely potent for everything from into heaven transport to just purely allowing yourself more time in the day.
They say
It is what the
time
rich
is
have the most
money.
of.
That's what I was like. Hours, like.
They are quite literally
Oh.
a little fragment of time.
Okay, that's really cool.
What are we looking at here?
This is
Because it's a lot of whatever it is.
extremely valuable. This is money. This is like.
I like
This-
money.
I mean, this is basically what this is. This liquid currency. Like this is we can use this.
Oh, yes.
Would this be how much money would you say is here? And let's just say hypothetically going 4 ways, or even 6 ways, as opposed to going 10.
That's a good question. How much does it look like there is?
This
Just from a rough guesstimate.
and a rough guesstimate. This is a small fortune in hours. This is
Imagine
Probably
like crates are
insured.
marked like decade and stuff, and it's like each crate is like a set amount.
yeah. I mean, you could probably in time get a decade out of these, which is a significant amount of actual currency. But I mean, they could
my
be traded
God.
on their own. People would do unspeakable things for
Like
this
we're gonna
amount of
do.
hours.
Like we're gonna.
Oh yeah.
I got a plan now. Well, I don't know about it yet, but
Alan, this is enough to fund us for this is a decade's worth of money, and I don't know if it's literally a decade's worth of money, but this is enough to a small
They're hours.
fortune.
It's literal
Yeah.
or figurative.
So
or...
what
Yeah.
when you say it's hours, like that's a unit of time from what I've gathered. Can you
You know
do you
what they
actually
say,
gain it back as
time-
time?
Time is money, as they say. This
Sure,
is
yes.
literally what. This is literally what it is. The
Ooh.
hours of
Ooh.
of time into money.
That's witchcraft. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Regardless,
Listen, Lily, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I think we should sell it.
we could sell it. People would probably. We could probably buy another ship with this. I mean, this is
Why
a lot.
don't we get rid of the entire vessel? It's hot. We already know we're being chased.
not yet.
We could. I think we need to keep it on the DL that we are aware of these hours here.
All right.
Don't let
all right.
the old crew know, especially that navigator. And we should figure out a plan for what to do with it.
Wouldn't the other navigator know, though?
I mean, he knows, but he doesn't know we know. We know
Sure.
where it is. He doesn't know we know all of this now. So
Right,
let's-
but if they're aware, then they know that we have a chance of stumbling into it. So what's to stop them? Josh, out of game, do they have, I guess, a secondary ship that they can leave from, like an emergency vessel?
Just
No.
let it go.
They do not. Okay.
This is the only method of transport that you currently have.
Well, then we should likely
It's part of
expect,
what makes the skies so dangerous. You're in a very confined space.
perchance a combat situation, a mutiny.
You just want combat so badly, Alan. Are you? Should we like?
I'm sorry. It's been a wild past 2 days. I've been exposed to a lot of methane.
Do we need to like? Do you just need to let it out and grab a punching bag or something and just? I mean.
Oh no! I'm a pacifist.
Oh, okay. You just like.
But I'm all for
others.
watching others fight. Yeah, that's interesting to me. See the peak of natural human performance. That's that helps.
Well, I'm not exactly the most combative in physical means. So, look,
should we alert engineer? Maybe Clementine. Let's go to Clementine first.
Clementine, she's good with, organizing and things like that. So perhaps we can let her know. The engineer, I don't trust him though.
Then tell you what, you go back surface side and I'll work on moving the hours. I'll replace them. I'll put them in a different box.
Okay. I suppose.
Is there one, is it like, we start looking around, like, is there anything that we could move them in?
How big are the cargo? Yeah, I've got some questions about the cargo. Like, how big are these cargo crates?
Cargo crates, probably meter squared.
I mean, simple one. We had a container
cubed.
carrying pugs in.
You do.
Yeah, but I got. We're gonna have to
put them
trick
in
our
the
way out of
pugs.
this.
You could hide,
what in the
hide
pugs?
them in the pugs. That would be a surefire way for no one to find them. There's also
Okay.
Pugs, not
We are
mules.
pugglers.
Okay?
We are pugler smugglers.
Who says we
Smuggle money
can't
in.
smuggle time in pugs?
Yeah.
Well, pugs are already illegal, right? From our understanding, that would just be double illegal at that
Contraband
point.
on the contraband. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I imagine they've left us in this area at the front of the ship when they just went off investigating, like when she stormed off and Alan went
Yes.
after Lily.
Yeah,
And the
you
bridge,
guys
thank
on
you.
the bridge.
Clementine knows that we need to get rid of this other crew. They're going to be a problem. I see them lurking in the shadows, and Clementine does what HR does best. Clementine's going to throw a party, an office party. We need cake and shared time, and I go over to the engineer, and I'm like, really quietly, Clementine's like, engineer, what do you know about this? No, bring your voice down.
Oh, use my
Inside voices.
intro
Inside voices.
Okay. Ooh, we're ambiguous.
Are there any parts of this vessel that release into space?
All of them. They all have
Drop-
windows for
no.
some reason. It seems a very
Yeah,
weird
there are
design
a lot.
flaw.
So
There are a lot of
basically we could just vent a section of this vessel.
Thinking about it, like, really, it's a train. There's each train car. We could just be like, and window open.
Okay, that makes okay. So Clementine is like, we're gonna host a party to bring the two
Oh,
crews
I like
together. No,
parties.
yes, to
I
bring the
will
two
make
crews
a
together.
cake.
Great. We're going to do it at the very back boxcar.
Oh,
Yes,
now
and
we'll
then
have to clean that.
oops, that boxcar accidentally gets derailed from the rest of them.
Oh, you mean we uncouple it and everyone else will be stuck?
Inside voices.
Inside voices. I'm sorry.
And so Clementine's got a plan. So she goes, go make a cake. I'll get the rest of everything set up. And I make a giant announcement. We have started off on the wrong foot. As your secondary quartermaster, I say that very clearly. We are going to bridge the gap between our two crews by hosting a little party on us. Meet us in the back car in 2 hours. I smile evilly and walk off.
And
Oh, this
everyone
is
hears
terrible.
Little cackle
the
at the
cackle
end.
that I can't that I can't quite hide. And Clementine grabs the engineer, and we bustle off to find the rest of our crew to start our.
Definitely going to make a cake. Goodbye.
I leave him to go make a cake.
I kind of want to make you do a roll to see how good this cake is. Because you're just making a cake, right?
Yeah, he's just making a cake.
You're not doing any funky
No,
any
he's
funky
actually
stuff with
making
it.
cake.
So this is probably yeah, it's hearts.
Underappreciated. I will always support my friends.
That will definitely get you tenacity.
Ooh,
Yes.
will that have got me tenacity when I picked up Lily earlier?
Yeah, let's say yes. Being generous. Yeah, make a hearts roll +1 for your underappreciated.
Yay, underappreciated cake.
Yeah, you go make the
Fine.
cake. Stay busy.
I feel
No.
that like 6 is a good cake margin.
6 is normally a minimum easy success. So yeah,
I mean, I'm only making a Victoria sponge because, you know, the queen.
because the queen.
I'm going to spend a
Okay.
tenacity to make sure that it's a reasonable cake.
Okay, you spend how much tenacity?
1, I want to just bring it to a 6.
Okay, 6. It is definitely a cake.
It's basic.
It's hard to get it to rise in space. There's very little gravity. It's just expanded in
cakes
all
don't
ways, not
fuck
just
gravity
up.
out of spite, right?
Oh God.
I will
Alan's just like,
explode
just
you,
talk
okay?
dirty to it. Just talk dirty to it. It's fine.
So while he bakes the cake, I'm gonna go try to find the rest of our crew.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get them in on the next phase of our plan.
Yeah, okay. I think, Clementine, you need to roll me a D3 for peril. Because
Okay. Oh, that's not how you do that.
The entirety of the crew is not a
Damn it. Okay,
small task.
it's not. All right, I take 3 danger.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine most
Has-
of that is due to my indoor voice.
Yes, definitely due to the indoor voice. And I will try to like sneak around until I can find what happened to Lily and just Alan.
Oh, I thought you were collecting the crew.
I'm sorry, my crew. I'm collecting my crew.
Oh, my
I
apologies.
should make that clear.
I thought you
No,
were
we're
gonna
not there
talk to
yet. They're
everyone,
not.
bring them
My
together.
crew is not even in on the plan yet, and we don't have the
Okay.
party set up. No, we're not collecting them yet.
Okay. Yeah, let's. You don't need to add that danger because you're just going to find Lily, Alan, and
Which could be could be dangerous.
could be dangerous. Who knows? Yeah, Clementine, you find Alan and Lily. They are rearranging some stock, which is probably against protocol.
It's definitely
in that
against
very,
company
very
policy.
large book that you have from the Winwood
I come in and I
Company.
say, you know that it is not your job to be taking inventory of stock. What have you found?
Sorry, out of interest, where are you putting the hours to like move them?
I think I don't know if we actually got a description of what else is in the cargo hold, other than the fact that this box is a meter and that everybody wanted to smuggle it into a pug.
Okay, you can smuggle it into a pug. What other places? There's probably a store of coal for the stokers that
You could
replace.
paint them all black so they look like coal, and that would end up with
can we
hilarity
just
later
switch
when
the
we put them in
cargo? Can we
That's
just
what I
switch
wanted to
the
do was just switch the cargo.
Oh.
Yeah, you can switch cargo.
Okay.
It's like a hopper of coal for the stokers to then throw into the furnace.
So it's not
Just-
in a crate.
It's not in a crate, but it is a large vat of coal that you can easily replace with ours. I'm sure
Okay.
that won't have problems.
Do I catch the two of you like switching this out?
You
There's
see me
likely-
like delegating.
Yeah, we're probably talking like, oh, maybe we should tell Clementine.
Yeah.
Tell me what. You just hear from.
Speak of the devil.
Clementine, yes, we were just looking for you, as you clearly can see. We were. There's something we have to tell you. It's rather important. I actually found the previous mission from Captain Brannigan. And it seems that this ship was to deliver all of these hours here.
Oh, and I like probably peer it back. It's like, oh,
And I mean, this is a lot of.
that is a lot of hours.
Yes, like
You've never smuggled this many hours before, Clementine. You would know.
Our insurance does not cover this much time.
Nope.
I've
This is
never seen
overtime.
This much.
This is overtime, and we are not insured for such things. But her greed, the amount of things she could drink with this much money. Okay. Do you think the rest of their crew knows what they are carrying?
I believe so, as that snarky little navigator mentioned that there's a lot of cash on this ship, so he clearly knows about it.
Okay, I have a plan. We're planning a party in the caboose for
Caboose.
their crew.
You probably heard the announcement.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
okay,
yes, yes.
okay, good. It was over the intercom. Okay, good.
Right, I did hear that, yes.
It would be tragic if that caboose were to say detach itself from the rest of the Tran.
Yes, I see what you're saying here.
It would also be so tragic if these crates don't hold time, but coal instead.
Yes, that's exactly what Alan and I were thinking here.
Alan, I'm gonna need your diplomatic ways to communicate with the crew and to get them into the caboose for a party.
Oh, he's quite good at that.
Right.
Almost convinced me to stab somebody, so I'm sure he can convince.
The goal is
You think
The
you can fit
crew.
everybody in your caboose?
it's not our caboose yet.
I just wanted to highlight for a moment that there's a lot of innuendo on the ship, and
We
I'm not sure
sprayed
how.
for that. Oh, we sprayed the last ship for innuendos.
Yeah, correct. And well, there has been a significant amount of talk about traversing copious black holes and now fitting everyone in the caboose. And it's doing me a frighten. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Are you claiming to be uncomfortable? We have a form for that.
So,
That's the corporal punishment for.
I think. Well, we could.
Punishment is staged in character 3, actually.
Yeah, it's a paddling.
Let's tell you what. Just tell me what you need, and I will vent my frustrations elsewhere in a private manner. That came off wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. And in and out of game, I didn't mean for that.
Clementine passes you a form where you can anonymously submit feedback. It's like an anonymous feedback form. And
Yeah,
she's-
you've pinned up a little box already for anonymous feedback.
and to be honest, as long as they don't know that we know what they're carrying, then they won't even be concerned about it going anywhere. We just have to continue to play dumb.
I think that's my cue to walk in. I've made a cake!
Fantastic! The engineer has made us a cake. It is almost party time. We just have to play along and make sure that we are not in the caboose when we release it.
I think
Engineer,
there's a
can you
form for
handle that? before entering the caboose? I don't
Yes,
have that
you
one. I
to
like
get
flip through a
permission.
Well, we kind of forcibly entered this vessel to begin with, so
My predisposition for filling out forms is increasing. It is increasing. There may need a secondary HR at this point. My complaints are rising.
You've got
am I
a
not
problem
doing
with
the
our
job?
caboose.
I have to leave.
Is this something I need to
There will be no problems in the caboose. We are simply going to detach it with them inside.
I've not seen that kind of film before, but I'm down to learn. All right, first time for everything.
Listen, just Alan, all you need to do is get all of the crew into the caboose. Do you think that you can do this? Rally the troops.
That's a lot of people.
So long as there's not any euphemisms or additional innuendos, you actually want me to move the crew to the rear side of the...
Yes,
the
there are no euphemisms. It is not the season for
okay.
that.
Okay.
It is 100% practical. And we'll spray for euphemisms next week.
Yeah.
All right.
You're fairly
okay.
certain you're allergic to that.
What do I do with the cake? Are we going to eat it out of the caboose?
It is the draw to get them into the caboose. I'd like for you to put your basic bitch cake into the caboose.
I will put my basic bitch in the caboose.
Is it a
then.
pumpkin cake?
It is a pumpkin.
A pumpkin spice cake.
I want to say, like, considering everything, the way it's risen, the reason it's only a 6 is it rose on both sides, but not in the middle.
Yes, it's a little, and then just Alan is going to help rally the crew into the caboose to eat this basic cake. Lily, you need to be there to say you're sorry.
Oh
They
God,
shouldn't
really?
eat the caboose. It's unhygienic to eat in there.
All right. Josh, I am going to utilize my skills as an informative rambler and basically inundate these men until they leave every part of the vessel and make their way to the rear side. Even if they're like they're trying, like I have a job. I'm just going to ramble until they can't stand it anymore and have to leave.
You're
the room.
hurting them with your
Jesus
words.
Christ.
Yes.
Yes.
You're the human, like, pop-up reminder about, have you replied to the event? RSVP, you're a maybe,
I'm
you
Clippy.
need to be a yes, so you go into the event.
You're a human.
I'm Clippy. I'm Clippy at this point. I'm just there.
Oh my
Tired,
God.
y'all.
Hey, buddy.
Okay. No, I'm going to say you get +1 for Rambler, +1 for Informative, +1 for Signaler, and this is a Veils roll. to save them.
Oh my God. Okay.
I imagine you come knocking on everybody's office door and you're like, hey, do you have a time for a talk? And they're like, no.
Whoa.
Keep pushing down the line
I
until
got a
everybody's
15.
Oh God, like you could
Wow.
holy crap,
Oh my God.
holy.
you could like put
Oh
the
my-
Jehovah's Witnesses to shame with your knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Right?
So you are 100% certain that there is no one in any other part of the ship because they because they know Alan's going around and the word has spread, so they're now all avoiding him in the caboose because they know he just wants us to go to this fucking go.
Just
the
do it.
caboose. You hear like people talking about it, and then like you realize that there's like a slight shift in gravity towards the rear end of the...
Yeah. We're not as balanced anymore. I think I'm probably standing there like waving and greeting them as they enter the caboose. We've set I imagine it looks just like a trap. There's nothing but a cake in the middle of this empty caboose.
No, the engineer will put up like a banner, and it will just be like the default holiday banner. It'll be like insert message here, just like hanging up.
I really hope there's just like next to the cake, there's just a pug in a party hat just eating it. Just like,
Yeah. It's just and so the moment we have them all in here, I want to hit the button to close the airlock on them all. Oh man, God.
Okay, so all of the crew members are in the caboose.
I think
Everyone.
our rear end is
except
rather
for our
massive.
two guys, right?
No, everyone.
Fuck. All right.
Oh my God.
You got a 15.
I did too well.
You got
Everyone is in
everybody.
And Tilly walks in behind everyone else, and like just at the door goes to Lily and says, "Look, I understand that things got very heated last time, and I have a proposal to show which of us is the best, and perhaps, you know, the loser can come on as the apprentice to the other, because clearly you could learn a lot." So
Lily's like, press X to doubt.
I was wondering, there's an area of the Reach which is very difficult to navigate. There are multiple black holes, a few asteroid belts, and it leads to Albion, one of the most highly guarded areas of the British Empire. And clearly we're all renegades now, so I imagine they'll want to intercept us. And also there's the most beautiful relics that the British Empire have stolen from every corner of the heavens. It's a center for culture, one might say.
I'm making notes as they're
Fascinating.
talking.
Albion, yes.
Lots of
Well,
people you can sell things to, that sort of thing.
I see. Well, so you propose that we navigate there and see who survives, or that I am your apprentice, or what's your proposal exactly?
I propose we both organize a course through that perilous area and see which one works best. It would take a couple of weeks to do both, but it would be entertaining nonetheless.
Yes. Hold that thought.
give you eyes like, this plan is not changing. This is not a real party.
Clementine. Do you think we should maybe keep Tilly? You know, keep him
Don't you want
and
to
then
get rid
on
of
the.
Tilly? Their name is on the cake.
Well, I'm saying that if we keep, they might be able to help us with
I thought you
navigating.
didn't need their help.
Well, look, I mean, I'm good, but did mention a good portion of there's a lot of dangerous.
I was my hand is like hovering over a button to launch these people into space.
Alan comes over the intercom. Did you vent the airlock yet?
I push her in, and I'm just going to pull the lever.
Oh my god!
So we've
Pull
got
the lever, Crunk.
You see the eyes of every crew member dart to you as the doors close, and you can see through the glass, the stained glass, all of them, a combination of surprise, fear.
enjoy the cake.
As
Did
the
Tilly make it?
Tilly was standing next to you.
Oh,
I pushed Tilly in as the announcement happened.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Really?
okay. Well, definitely everyone roll a d3 for peril.
Oh,
and,
fudge.
And engineer, you have to roll me an iron roll.
That's fine.
Oh my god. Is that your
Wow.
d3 or your d10? Okay, I thought you got a 2. Yeah, roll your d.
Yeah, no, large, I assume.
I'm going to use my
yeah,
tenacity.
yeah.
Drop my pool.
Oh gosh.
7. It wasn't what I was looking for, so I'm gonna say she goes in there.
Okay.
But when you push her, you don't push her quite in the right direction. As Clementine pushes the button and she trips over, she bounces off of the other button on the other side. So the doors close with her, and you hear this clunking. And the entire caboose comes loose. And it's just all of them floating away behind you. And you look out this door, and there is significantly less of the locomotive than there was previously.
Fine, they can stay in the caboose.
Yeah, if there's another button to like airtight that off and make
Oh
sure.
yeah, it's airtight already.
good.
They're all just floating in there.
I go, Lily, remember that new location you spoke of?
Yes, yes.
You're looking out the rear,
Oh no.
and you see similarly gorgeous locomotives with plumes of
Oh dear.
billowing black smoke
I wonder who
being
they are.
forced out of the smokestack because they are charging in your direction. You realize you're also slowing down and you have no crew.
Oh, we
This
should get
party
our
is
two
over.
crewmen to shovel coal faster. I look
You
at everyone.
see them pressing their faces in the back of the caboose like,
We're pirates. What do you want from us? Okay.
Well,
Clip.
Ask again. Did you vent the airlocks yet? Did that happen?
I hit the button. Yes. Yes.
All right,
Just
we're
Alan.
setting a course.
We need to move very quickly. And I'm
Yes.
like, everybody to stations. I don't know what I can help do, but I'm there.
Bridge,
I will go shovel
engineer.
coal, I guess.
Shovel, quick, get to shoveling quickly.
Oh my
Not
god.
my job. I should be being paid more for this. Josh, I'm going to
All right.
shovel the coal. Because no one told me. Into the
Oh
engine.
no!
Wait, we didn't switch it. No, we didn't switch it.
you
We made that
absolutely
decision for-
did.
It was
Oh
switched. It
no!
was switched.
She said there's no reason to switch it. I literally said I was like, there's no reason to switch it as long as we
Yeah,
get
I thought-
rid of them. I said that.
Right.
I said there's no reason for us to worry about taking the time to switch it. All we've got to do is get them in the caboose and launch them.
Besides, even if that's the case, he's gonna know right away that it's not coal. He's gonna be like, coal's not this color. I'm an engineer.
He's an engineer. He's not a stoker. There's a job for that.
Well, I'm just saying I did very clearly make the point because we would have had to taken time to switch it. We didn't switch it.
They
Okay.
had some time. They probably wouldn't have switched all of it, but they had some time before you
Yeah,
got down there.
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so some of it
Alan
was
and
the
Lily,
switched.
you that was your intention previously, yes? You were in the process of switching.
Just moving it
Yes.
to a different box.
We probably didn't get, but we were getting some. Yeah, we probably would have at least.
Okay, so that leaves it down to a dice roll to see whether any of this shit ends up in the furnace.
I'll probably notice after the first one because I'll just go, this is the hopper of coal. But the first thing will be
Burning
like,
time.
oh, fuck.
I'm gonna leave it down to a. Now, would you like it to be mirrors or iron? EE.
For noticing?
Yeah, for like as you're just shoveling in, you
I
can
mean,
notice it with mirrors, or you can just be like going for broke, like trying to stoke up the fires and.
I mean,
keep
I'm going for
your
broke,
speed up.
so I'm going for broke. I don't think I noticed it with going for broke until like the first one, but I would be going for broke. I'd be like trying to just shovel
Okay.
as fast as possible.
That is an iron roll.
Sure, that's what we asked for.
And you don't really get any plus ones, I don't think.
Ah,
I mean, your size doesn't have much bearing on your speed at shoveling coal into a furnace.
I couldn't shovel more coal with each shovel.
If you
can
use
The
pick
two
shovel
shovels,
doesn't get bigger.
use two shovels.
It's double shoveling it. Okay. Yeah, let's have large.
Okay. Cool.
God, this is bad.
11.
11. You notice a singular shard of time, one approximately hour. Crystal like glints as it launches off of your shovel. You've been like piling through this, and you're like, "That's not coal. Is there diamonds in there?
Oh,
That's
fuck.
weird."
After.
I get on the intercom while I'm still shoveling with one hand.
Is there something weird with our coal?
Don't shovel the time. I could quickly
Why is there time in our coal? That is marked coal for a reason.
We were
Make it smell
trying
nice.
to hide it.
You hid it very well.
It was
Well-
covered in soot.
I looked to the two of them. How much time did we put into the coal?
Not
Couple of-
that much.
A couple of days worth.
That may just be lost time.
Yes, unfortunate, but there's plenty of time to spare. Just make sure, engineer, that you
But I
Shovel
don't think I have
coal.
the time to find the time. We're being chased.
Just begin shoveling time. It's fine. We'll just lose it. Some things you can't get back.
Time flies differently.
Yeah, speaking of, if we're putting time into the fire to stoke this thing, does that
work?
do anything for us?
I'll be honest, this has come up before, and I still don't know what to do about it.
It has.
So,
Oh yeah, the coal from here.
you shovel hours into your furnace.
This is not meant to be
And-
used this way.
Absolutely isn't. You burn time, is what happens. And you do a significant
much
job
time
with your
wasted.
11. So you're going incredibly fast. But I think there's some time dilation that begins to creep throughout the ship. The locomotive creaks a little and ages, and it is no longer beautiful.
Oh no.
It will always be beautiful in my heart.
It is tarnished.
Oh, so are we changing one of our
Yeah. I'm going to say it changes the beautiful to tarnished.
Okay, that's intense. I don't care.
Hours are powerful, yo. That's why everyone wants them.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't have time to worry about the facade of this ship. We can have a team building day to clean it up.
I think Lily probably sheds a tear.
Lily, get us out of here.
Yes. It's fine. It's fine. I think we should get a new ship now. This is just tragic. But let's set a course for Albion.
You mean the place that's very well defended?
Yes. We have nowhere else to go, and we have illegal. We have much contraband on the ship. We need to get out of here, so I'm gonna set a
We have a lot of time and pugs on our hands.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You have way more pugs now, just so you know.
I call up Alan. I'm like, just Alan.
Yes, Clementine.
What are you doing?
Currently a 50-piece jigsaw puzzle. It's been really difficult.
Just Alan. We're being chased by the Windwood Company. So we could use some of your expertise in communicating our innocence.
Fingers crossed.
She goes, maybe we can convince them that we didn't take their time.
Clementine, what happened to the ship? It, what? It's not the same. What happened?
It's dustier, is what it is.
There's a high probability that the time that you mixed in with the coal is currently being shoveled into a furnace by our engineer.
Wait, isn't he supposed?
Burning time!
I thought that engineers were supposed to be smart.
Well, Alan, crews are also supposed to be functional, but here we are, so...
That's fair. That's fair. Fair assessment. Okay. Sure. I'll send a signal out. Would
Maybe
you
let
like
them
me-
know that we'll be dropping their time off behind us.
Right,
Maybe
but we're
do
not.
a time share.
But they don't know. Yes, Alan, you're right. We're not actually going to share time with them. We're just going to convince them for a while that we're leaving it behind so they can stop trailing us. Yeah.
Is there any way that I can detect what the names of the other vessels might be, or someone else could tell me what the names of the other vessels that are approaching might be?
Yeah, you could probably take a look.
Okay. Well, remember, I can't read, so I'm going to need someone else to tell me that.
Oh,
Someone else
okay.
can take a look.
Okay. Clementine will rush up to the bridge where I imagine Lily's trying to like navigate us through. Are they trying to contact us in any way? Usually they'll like come over and try to be like, please stop your vessel. You're under arrest. Is there any communication, or are we just destined to die?
I think if you look at the two locomotives following you, you can tell that their forward guns are kind of ranging in on you, and that's about as much communication as you get as a missile streaks across the skies. That's the kind of communication you're getting.
I just come over to Alan and I'm like, they're firing at us. Begin talking. I don't know what their damn names are. And then I'm gonna run down while he's trying to like talk to them down to where I'm gonna run down to where the engineer is. I have an idea.
I think I'm at the front because I'm at the engine. So like I'm all the way at the front, like behind the engine, just going.
So
yeah, shovel.
Can I fire out a broadcast? I'm hoping to explain. It's just a thought here, more or less. I'm going to see if I can use informative, rambler, and never say never, in hopes that I can construe a lie through this Morse code device in taps and clicks. Do you think I can do that, Josh?
I would say so.
Okay, here's my idea. Are you ready for it? I want to see where this lands. I want to express in proper taps and clicks that there is a heritage-style caboose on the loose containing 10,000 hours, and I'm sending out a signal to all pirates in the immediate vicinity.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. I know exactly what will happen. I was going to say when there. Sorry. If you get it wrong. If you fuck this up. So, I'm going to say, if you want to roll this, that is Veils, +1 for Signaler, +1 for Informative, probably -1 for Rambler. If you're trying to get a clear signal out there.
Okay.
But you do get tenacity for saying, for never saying never.
All right. So then, but I do get to use Veils?
Yes.
All right. This is a good roll then.
I think
14.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
14 is a lot. 14 is a fuck ton.
That is a vast amount of tonnage, sir.
But not equivalent to ton.
That's a big caboose, is what that is.
That's a big caboose.
Okay. Over the airwaves, over the skywaves, a message of short and long beeps goes out. You imagine the kind of metal tower with the big ball at the top and that kind of squiggly round radio expanding signal going out. And I think an echo throughout the skies. You hear, "Yar." We found them, boys.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And you start getting incoming messages that are kind of tapping out on your headphones, and you hear like a lot of crossed wires and people like shouting at each other and like trying to figure out exactly where this is and pinpointing where it's going. And there's now a lot of traffic going on here, but the general consensus is everyone's coming towards you.
Yeah, we need to gotta get out of here. Good
I
job.
It's done. They're coming to our location immediately, so we should leave.
Yes, of course. I hope by now
there's a lot of free money in the air, so just full steam ahead.
Well, then let's.
The course has been set.
So Clementine breaks through into the engineering room or whatever this cargo hold is where we're shoveling coal. And I see all these crates of time. Can I start dumping them out?
Of
They're crates.
absolutely, yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I start dumping them out and I start replacing them with crates.
I think what you have to do is break the crate because they're so big. They're like meter cube sized.
They couldn't be tumped
crates.
over.
I mean, how strong are you?
I'm not, but could the engineer tump them over?
Take over shoveling for a second.
I take over shoveling, like, dump at least 3 or 4 of the crates and replace them with pugs.
But I love pugs. What are we doing with the pugs?
We are spreading the good word of pugling.
That's not even a word.
It
Did you
is
just
now.
make that up?
No.
Dropping Easter eggs of pugs for space pirates.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. We're gonna infest everybody else. Remember, we're not the only ones who get to know the joy of pugs. It's unfair if we keep them all to ourselves. Consider this gifting to other pirates.
You hear, both of you, a little voice in the back of your head like, yay! Pugs for everyone!
Look, we've talked about this. You should be only manifesting in my dreams and my darkest desires.
I don't want to be in your dreams. They're weird.
Think for yourself.
Why are there so many pugs?
So the moment that if he manages to actually tip one of these crates, I'm gonna start putting pugs in it.
I'm just gonna pick up the crate and then just break it on my knee. Like, there we go.
No, we need the crate.
One of
Oh,
the crates is broken.
okay. Next one. I karate
tip it
chop the
over.
top of it just to get the top to go.
Yeah, it pops off.
Okay.
It's full
just-
of
just
ours.
Dump it over. I'm still shoveling coal with my weak
Okay.
little arms.
Ours go everywhere.
I'll clean those up later. Pugs in crate.
Okay. I'm here.
There's
You'll
got to
find
be
when you
if this,
hum.
if this is the cargo hold. There's got to be a crane, right? If I do.
This is the engine right now. Like that's why we brought
Yeah,
the
this
stuff
is-
forward, right?
Yeah, let's say that this is the engine. So it would be right next to the cargo hold. Why not?
So somebody's got to move it in. Like I guess I'm looking for a way to get these out of the vessel. Like usually
yeah,
if a
that wouldn't
cargo
be
hold has like a
particularly
drop
difficult.
down or something to load it in.
It wouldn't be particularly difficult. There's probably a larger door, like a big slide door on the storage room.
Oh, storage. Okay.
Like a
I'm
big
still
cattle
shoveling-
bar at the back where we.
Yeah, I go.
Like,
Say goodbye to the pugs, engineer, and launch them into space.
I'm gonna like lean down to the pug that's on my leg, which is like getting me up to the knee. I know that we've only been here a short time, and we've been together through some interesting things, and I do like my new pug boot. But you should go now. Then you can find a new place where you can replicate and run around and infect other people. Gonna try and use-
Hearts roll.
Oh, a hearts roll.
I do love a good grumble though.
Does
I mean,
a little grumble of puggies.
Do I gain tenacity?
yeah.
This game is ridiculous, y'all.
It's your
I'll
fault.
It
spend
always
capacity
is.
on that to bring it up to an 8.
An 8? Okay, that's pretty good. With an 8, this pug looks up at you with glistening, sparkling puppy eyes and duplicates, and now 2 of them fall off your leg.
I grab them
And
both, put them in 2 crates, and then I'm gonna take 2 of the smaller hours, which are probably like half hours or 15 minutes or something,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put 1 in each of their mouths. There you go. Have a good time. I will value you always.
Immediately slam a lid on it.
And then they go, you just hear.
Yeah, unceremoniously. And I'm like, come on, we need to launch these quickly.
Okay, I will take
You
them
hear
to
a
the
couple of
cattle
pops.
car.
Okay. You're gonna push a couple of crates worth of pugs out of the.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to leave behind us, really.
Yeah. You slide open the door and push out, like you feel the skies whipping at you and it's freezing out there, but you'll be all right for the moment. You slide these out and you see them tumble off into the abyss, into the void, and then you close the door.
I high five the engineer.
Oh, we are doing this.
And I'm like, I go to an intercom. Lily, can we evacuate this sector,
Yes.
please?
Yes, of course.
This is your
your
captain
navigator.
speaking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
Navigator speaking. We are about to begin our course to Albion. Everybody, please strap yourselves in and wear your seatbelts, as there may be some rough air. And it's we're setting the course now.
I have a question.
Question?
Am I
I
allowed
have
to
an
strap
answer.
myself in? I'm meant to be shoveling coal, but it's not in my union handbook, as I am not a shoveler.
Well, you are a liability, a non-liability. So
I will be speaking to
Expendable.
my representative about this, but we just ejected him in the cattle car.
I hand the shovel back. Clementine hands the shovel back to the engineer, and she begins sweeping up this time into like a pile. I need to get it secured in some way, possibly hidden.
You
Can
are
I start
cleaning
shoving
time.
it? Can I start shoving time in pugs?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna spend I strap myself in and I start grabbing pugs and I'm just shoving this loose time into their mouths.
But what
Okay.
happens if they digest it?
Pugs can't digest time.
But I just put time in pugs to make.
What if this is like Kopi Luwak and it gets refined even further? Like a
Oh, yeah. What comes out the other side? What happens when you feed pug time?
Oh my god.
Well, we'll only find out. So I
can't
start
Google
trying
that.
to. I was going to say. I start trying to hide all of this time inside of the pugs that are left on board the vessel as Lily gets us the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Lily, make us a roll, which is +1 for navigation.
okay.
I'm going to say +1 tenacity for deciding on Albion, despite it. No, I'm going to say +D3 tenacity because Albion is heavily guarded, but it's a center of art and culture.
Cool. 3.
3 extra tenacity for you.
Woo.
I'm also going to say another D3 of peril.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Let's see. 1. Okay.
1. Okay. It did all right here.
Yeah.
Now let's do the roll,
Okay.
which will be +1 for navigator, +1 for posh, because it's a posh place. And I
I'm
have
in
some
my
ideas for
element.
this. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Anything I'm looking for? for navigating.
Route-wise?
Route-wise? Oh.
Are you going to
good
make it the
question.
hardest route possible? She was like, you can't ever do this. You were like, I can.
Didn't they say there was one black hole in the way?
There's a couple.
Asteroid belts.
Depending
yes,
on where
yes.
you go, really.
I'm looking for the most incognito route, I think. And if that requires some additional danger, that's fine. We're willing to take the risk. I'm always willing to take a risk for the route that I feel is the best for us.
I am not. You've only got something I go, Lily, again, not the most dangerous route.
Oops. I will be taking us on the most the optimal route for us, as right now we do need to keep a low profile. I will be finding a route where we will not be spotted by many outside forces.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it will be
Incognito.
dangerous as fuck, but you placate Clementine with diplomatic wording.
There's a reason
Yes,
people don't go
it's
there.
agreed to
because
all of
they
this.
die.
Okay. Yeah, make your roll.
Okay.
+2, I think.
+2.
And that is mirrors. Mirrors +2.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because I was if we did iron, we would be in trouble. An 8.
You want
Okay.
to see it?
How good of a
Tenacity.
route? Like 8 is enough, but is it exceptional?
I want this to be an exceptional route because this is my first navigation on this beautiful, amazing ship. So
It's not
I'm
beautiful
gonna-
anymore.
Well, oh my God, it's not. You're right.
It's like one of those like gothic-esque noir films where like the lights flicker in this cobweb.
So I forgot how to do this. Can I?
You can
Add
spend
tenacity.
1 tenacity
Okay.
or 1-to-1 tenacity to add to your roll.
Okay, I will add a tenacity to my roll.
Okay.
Okay, you
Just
want
the
it
one?
as a 9? You can do it for multiple tenacity.
8, 9,
If a
10.
9 is good enough for you.
Let's pull it up to a 10. I'll spend 2.
Spend 2 tenacity. Okay. I had this in mind, so this is good. As you're looking through your routes, you see something that is signed Tilly Spectre. And at the top of it is a description of a secret Windward Company relay that uses our manipulation and runic coatings to launch you vast distances in incredibly short amounts of time.
With incredibly short amounts of time, or in.
Both.
So
And
basically,
in multiple senses of the word.
Yeah. Okay.
It, however, is defended by a Dreadnought class
You should.
Windward ship.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
But it is secret. If you head there, not many people will know.
Well,
Secret. sounds
secret
good.
is what I was going for. So that sounds like the perfect course.
I imagine maybe here as we're like shooting through the heavens, we've gathered again, and Clementine says it would be nice to hide our time. I've heard that X marks the spot works very well, and an unknown sector would allow us to do that.
Agree. So I must let you all know that there are some inherent risks, according to these calculations by our former navigator. We may encounter some very dangerous things, a dreadnought, for example. But I think that's fine. I think we are quite capable of handling this. So, and like you said, discretion is key here. So, I just want to let you all know of the dangers before we set the course, or before we get there. At least we're already on course, so we're going. Yes, engineer, do you have a question?
Are
Yeah,
we
what's the
doing the
question?
hands up thing in meetings?
I made the mistake of hand slapping him.
are we doing this?
I hand slap.
No, I
See-
mean like questions, but I appreciate it.
Oh.
Should
work
we
on your
just be spitballing
communication.
and spitting out questions as we have them, or do we put our hands up?
This is an open and equal space, engineer.
Yes,
Please feel
it's just-
free to voice your concerns without questions or without your hand.
I am concerned about the health and safety of the engine room. There is a lot of coal fumes. I am surprised no one has brought it up.
Well,
Well, it's
are
just
wearing
because
a
you're the
mask,
only one who's down there.
you should be good on the fume on inhaling
I
the
am the
fumes
engineer.
with that mask.
It is in my contract.
Is that not a ventilator on your face?
Yes, is it not the
This is just
what is-
cosmetic.
oh,
Well, that answers a lot.
Yes.
I should also mention that this course may require us to expend some of our hours in order to successfully route. But we've got plenty to go around, so I'm sure.
Perhaps we try to hire some people to come on board.
It's true. The vessel does look different than when it started. We might be able to simply peel the stickers off the side and rename it under
Put an X through
something
it.
else. Yes.
Do we want the Dreadnought for ourselves?
I don't think we can run a Dreadnought on our own, and we know how we were accepted by the last crew.
Maybe we need to do some sort of modified form of democracy. It does
We
seem
also
to have
know-
its flaws.
Oh, that went. What if we simply keep this vessel and upgrade it, engineer?
We would need a much larger vessel to be a Dreadnought, but this vessel could be upgraded.
Dreadnought does sound a little chaotic, and
Well,
I'm for
maybe
it.
Dread Train. Maybe rebranding is needed.
I fear the upkeep of a Dreadnought, but if we feel it is the best decision for the group, we did just get this one.
Yes, and now it's not. We've only had it for a day, and it doesn't even look as good as it did. So
Looks aren't everything.
What's inside that matters?
I think we should head to this secret Dreadnought vessel thing and take that for ourselves. That seems. I mean, we're all pirates after all.
How
I
are we going to
agree.
move the time? There's a lot of it, and it's on board this vessel. The goal is to keep it away from those on the Dreadnought.
Well, wouldn't anybody want time at this point? We find that we do what pirates do. We sell it. Highest buyer.
So we need to hawk the time before taking the Dreadnought.
I
think
don't
we
think
should
there are many
hawk the
people on the
time.
way. We are going out of our way to get to a place, right?
There's got to be
I
like
have
a space pawn shop or something along the way.
Is there? Can we heavenly map that?
It's surely there's something like pirates. I feel like pirates would know of.
I think the problem here is even if we sell the time, all we do is get cartons of money, which are worth the same as the time,
Time. Yeah. The
and we
problem
would
here
then
is
just
like
be still carrying the same amount of money.
going onto the Dreadnought means leaving time behind. Basically, is
Well, is there like some form of space banking for pirates?
that's
mean
why she
spanking?
suggested that we needed to go bury it.
So
That's what Clementine said. We need to stop to bury all of our time somewhere.
the difference is the hours that you have with you are illicit cargo. Money you can use anywhere.
right.
We would
Right,
need
but-
to launder. Well, we would need
We
time
need to
launder.
fence it. Yeah. Or something.
Hours are useful, but not in this quantity to you.
It's almost like someone was walking around with gold bars, with like.
Well,
In the back of a van.
the mission that Captain Brannigan, we could just deliver this money and complete Captain Brannigan's mission that he originally had. I have the manifest here.
and
We
just
could
simply get paid.
Who
But
was
don't
he
they know
delivering
it?
it to?
the Clockwork Sun is the name of the ship.
They don't work for Windward, do they?
Yeah, like, are they gonna
Josh?
care that, like, Pirate Shop being like, hey, we're gonna complete the contract?
You don't know.
That seems risky. I still think we
risky.
bury it and take it in small quantities, use it, and come back for more when we have the time.
if they get what they want, they're probably not going to be too worried.
Okay.
We do that and we launder the time all at once. It will save us a vast amount of time.
Yes.
As you decide exactly what it is, where you're going, who you're selling to, the details of making money, being pirates, your prime job, a couple of you stare out of the stained glass windows of your locomotive, which are now slightly paler than they used to be. They let through a bit more of the starlight, and you realize the starlight, there are a lot more twinkles than there used to be. And you realize once again that they get closer, and these twinkles are clearly, very, very clearly, a large number of locomotives headed to your direction.
I've got a
As
cunning plan.
a small crate explodes in pugs. And just for the audience's sake, you see two very old, very wrinkly, grayed pugs like holding hands with little tears, watching their puppies fly out.
I don't care.
And bouncing off of the locomotives chasing you. Okay, that's a good place to take our break. Next time, where are they going? What are they doing? How are they making money? Will they fight a dreadnought? Who knows?
This is the 806, the 806. We're going to a break now. Please enjoy the complimentary fan art video. We will be back with you in 8 minutes. 8 minutes time, we'll be continuing from platform/roll for it. Thank you.
Couldn't understand any of that. It's awful. It's like
Hello, this is Ralph. Your regularly scheduled RP will continue shortly. Your regularly scheduled RP will continue in 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
You are being chased by a large number of locomotives, most of which appear to be converging on a point close behind you, which, contains a caboose and a couple of 1,000 pugs, and also a couple of
crates. Did he cut off for anyone else?
Me?
No, you're fine.
That was weird. My internet connection just went unstable, so everyone
really?
cut out entirely.
Oh, okay. No, we can still hear you, Bub.
Okay.
You have a route. You have a route to the relay used by the Windward Company to easily access Albion in a secretive manner, defended by a Dreadnought. You have to get there before you get exploded by any one of these, probably starting to number in the hundreds of locomotives. Most of them aren't interested in you, but some of them are definitely interested in you.
I've got a cunning plan. We need time to use the relay, right?
Right.
So, presumably, we are the only ones who can go through.
Right.
So we lead all the pirates chasing us, and then we get there, they fight the Dreadnought, and we skirt past.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Engineer, when did you start making plans?
Yes.
Who do you think planned to board this ship in the first place?
That might just work.
You have me shoveling coal.
Yes.
Which we still need done, by the way.
Yes, which if we're going to stop this relay, we're going to need you to shovel a lot of that time. So,
Go back into my hole.
get back to work. But great idea. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to have us continue forward, straight ahead toward that Dreadnought. And the minute we get close enough, we're just gonna try to zap out of there into the relay. I don't know, as long as none of these other ships start shooting at us, I think we might be all right.
I think they plan on definitely shooting at us.
Well, let's just try to keep it. Well, I guess there's not much we can do.
We have to go slow, and we need you to shovel coal. We go slow enough that they can follow us, but keep us far enough away where we won't die.
Yes.
That's you,
Like
engineer.
a Galaxy Quest. This is such a Galaxy Quest plan.
We're just going to let them follow us the whole
Yeah,
way
we're gonna
there.
lead them through the minefield and then turn back around.
The end of Serenity combined. Ah, fine. I will go
Never give up.
Coal shoveling.
Is this voice progressively getting deeper?
It is.
He hit puberty after that last episode.
Yeah.
I'm having
Someone said
trouble
his ideas
monitoring
are
because
good.
this mask keeps my headphone too far from my ears to tell.
Oh my god.
Gotcha.
It's a bit deep now.
Yes. Oh, engineer, how are you?
I'm sorry, it's the lingering effect
Of time.
time. Time
Yes.
dilation.
You've
You
grown
see
up.
a few hairs sprout on his chest. Only a couple, but he's there.
Dang it.
They add up.
Yeah, I can't.
Jesus.
Too much, engineer. Go back in time.
The hands go.
They go grey. Grey and
I
wrinkly.
feel fine.
Grandpa Bane.
I'm sure there's a way to like mute his comms and like make sure he can't hear us, so I can just talk
You
to
just
just
put a
Alan and
sock in
Lily.
the like the pipe between you.
Pipe. And I'm like, is it just me? I feel like the engineer is mutating, shifting. He's not what he once was.
I felt that way for a while. But
Well, you didn't file the correct paperwork, and how am I supposed to know if you don't? Just
That's fair.
Alan.
This is in fact all
Talked
my
about
fault.
you
That's
needing to
fair.
put down where and how he did it.
He did it in the caboose with a cake and many pugs.
The entire locomotive shakes as a nearby missile explodes off your starboard bow. You realize that you're leading the pack, but they are still trying to get to you.
Well, more coal. I unplug the sock, and I go, more coal.
There was a shaking. It sounded like someone was shooting at us.
We need more coal.
Yes.
I'm approving the budget for use of more coal. Quickly.
Next, you'll be asking me to shoot back at them.
You do have
Wait,
a lot of guns.
That was that's a thing we can do.
We are up guns. Our ship has many guns on it.
It's
Also an iron roll.
Do any of us know how to use the weaponry that we have
Yes.
upgun? No, you're shoveling coal, engineer. I'm
just Alan. You know, you are a resourceful guy, and you find a way to just make everything work. You know, that's your talent. You're a jack of all trades. So how about we strap you onto one of those guns?
The locomotive is going quite fast now.
Do we need to constantly shovel? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's a locomotive. You need coal in the furnace constantly,
If I put
else it will
extra
cool
coal
down.
in, can I step away for 20 minutes and someone put less coal in?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Okay.
you would vary in speed, but yes, that's an option. And you're definitely not going to get caught by them, but that doesn't mean with that 8, you're not going to get caught by them, but that doesn't mean you're not in weapons range.
Okay, you see this moment, and Clementine knows it to be true. I will humble myself and shovel coal for the team. And she unplugs the sock and she says, "Engineer, I'm coming down. You have to take one of the guns." As I exit,
I'll take the other one.
and I'll go down and maintain a more normalized level of coal shoveling.
As you get
Don't
down
forget to
there, you
wear a
notice
mask.
that there's a deck chair, a little fan, and there's some margarita mix off to one side. I was making it more homely.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but not for you. Go man the guns.
Fine, I will do
5 o'clock if
another
you
job
use
that's
your
not in
hours.
my
Just
portfolio.
saying.
Not paying you overtime for this. I start shuffling coal so that he can man the guns, because I'm sure that's an
I
iron
will
hole.
take over. I take your time crystal off the ground. Keeping this.
I suppose we don't really have much of an option.
We don't. We
can't
get
really
us.
fight him.
We yeeted everybody else into space, so
Yep, it's just us four.
we're gonna have to figure this out on our own, y'all.
Well, good luck with the shoveling. I mean the guns.
Less NPCs for me to play, whatever.
I start drinking and shoveling.
Well, it is thirsty work. So,
It's
who
really
would
good.
like to use the weapons to what end? And yeah,
Yes.
Logan!
Yes.
What weapon options do we have in this? I am not very well aware of what they may use on a space locomotive.
so on space locomotives, you have a variety of weapons, and especially one as upgunned and powerful as the locomotive previously known as the Queen Victoria's Wind.
Okay.
There are what is effectively a giant shotgun. It is cannons filled with a variety of different shells. Some of them are shrapnel. Some of them, think like a 18th century naval vessel.
But also, do we have missiles? Because you mentioned some vessels have missiles.
18th century naval. So there's harpoons.
There is 100% harpoons on this. You can also have personal arms. There's
Pennon?
yeah, probably a missile or two.
Are there mines?
Okay. Oh yeah,
Mines, yeah.
like space mines. We can drop them like caltrops.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of pugs.
You have So many pugs.
Well, didn't we stuff all of our
They are-
pugs with time?
There are a lot of pugs stuffed with time at the moment. Very well seasoned.
Oh, that's right. There's stuff with time. No, we should keep
Wait a
those
minute.
pugs.
If we hold on, they do they reproduce or do they like is it a situation where we could stuff a pug and they make another pug and whatever
With
was
more
inside?
time on the inside? Are you
don't
gonna
know
cheat
at the moment.
this?
You're being followed and shot at. But that is a very good question, which I will write down.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, we're not only are we
I
pugglers,
thought
but
that
now
you can't
we're
make more time. The only way you can get time is by taking it from other people, right?
well, aren't we just take it from pugs at that point?
Yeah, so like the pug's life, like when they duplicate, I guess they just suddenly age and their age gets turned into the time in both of them? Oh.
Got a lot of super wrinkly pugs. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
I'm gonna be the one lugging mines, and I want to drop mines behind us on like a cable. So if anyone gets too close, the mines are gonna hit them. So they're gonna have to try and traverse around us.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think Alan would have this brilliant idea to create some sort of a shield of sorts. So he probably thinks that if he can harpoon someone and drag their ship behind them, that they could potentially intercept missile fire.
If you do that like a pit maneuver, like we move off to the side, you like harpoon the back of them, and we drag the back out so they're facing the wrong way.
Or their side. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That would you know what? That would invalidate my mines. So do that. I'll just do some shooting.
Well, so Alan's probably just gonna spitball that to you, engineer, and ask how we do that.
Well, we would need to like fly to the side suddenly, and then we fire the harpoons, and then we drag them around. We boom, and then and then pow, just like that. He demonstrates with little toy trains.
I'll pop on the intercom. Lily,
Yes.
are you capable of making the 6535 drift at all?
Drifting
yes.
is illegal.
We drifted around. Yeah, we've drifted before. I'm sure I can.
Off the record, we have not drifted.
I didn't.
right,
I
of
didn't say
course.
drifting. I meant rifting. I said drifting. Shh.
I hear you. Yes, we can do that. Yes.
We could call it doing a sandwich.
But why would we do that?
I don't know. It seems like a terrible nickname for something, but it just came to me.
Fair assessment. Okay. Let's do the rifting then. Winky face. We got an idea. I'm gonna spin it forward. See how it
Yes.
how it works.
Okay. Everyone who's doing a roll, do a D3
Okay.
in peril. So-
Do I roll? I don't know what. I'm just shoveling coal and drinking margaritas.
Yeah, I don't think you roll.
Okay, perfect. I'm not gonna take up any danger. I'm just gonna get more drunk.
All right. I'm gonna negate some of this with my newfound tenacity.
It's probably a good
I
idea.
too am going to negate.
I'm not going to negate anything. Bring it, motherfuckers.
Okay, cool. Right, let's start with Lily for the drifting.
All right.
Makes me so happy.
Sorry, did I say drifting?
Rifting, close. Close.
Rifting. That sounds like a. Do you want to make that mirrors or iron?
So I'm gonna say iron, despite my poor skill in iron. I feel like this is kind of not the normal mode of navigating on the ship, so it's kind of a bit more work for me. So I'm going to do iron for this.
Okay, iron +1
Yeah.
for navigator +1. No, No, just +1 for navigator.
Just +1 for navigator.
Imagine we
that's
see
fair.
this like big crank handles that need to be pulled for shifting left and right, and like we see her
Yeah.
run
Yeah,
over to one of them, pull,
have you
like
ever
put her
been
feet on the wall,
footplate?
pull.
What? Say that again.
Have you ever been on the footplate of a train? They've got huge like
Oh yeah.
valve wheels and like big levers. That's what you, Lily, are doing right now.
Imagine at one point you're just hanging upside down off like one of the like levers, just feet on the ceiling, like.
Oh no. Oh no. I rolled a 1.
Well, you can take 1 tenacity.
Oh no.
I will.
You can definitely
mean-
take 1 tenacity
Okay. Does that?
But- for your not wanting to be stuck here for a very long time.
Really?
Okay.
Why are they in front of us now?
You're drifting sideways. You are not going where you used to be. And Lily, this shift in momentum has thrown you out of one of the windows. And you are grabbing by your fingertips the lead lining of the window, which is slowly buckling.
Lily's just like screaming. Can somebody please help at the front of the ship, please? At the navigational quarters, please.
Look,
I waved
is
to the
there a
engineer.
spider
I got the gun.
again?
I got
Like,
the guns.
We can
I
deal
got the
with
guns,
the
you go
spider
ahead.
later.
I'm stuck.
Don't stop shooting! Man, can I run to try to save her? I'm not doing anything but drinking.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like an iron roll.
If I think he's got if I think he's got a hold of it, I'll just walk back. Like no real sense of urgency.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Clementine will get there first then. Raced past you.
I'm
I
gonna
have no
race
doubt.
past.
He waves. Hey, Clementine.
I over. Help!
I'm on it.
I overanalyze every situation. Is there a way for me to? I don't know. So you're like dangling out of a window. Is there a way for me to overanalyze and like flip the?
You can do a mirrors roll to try and adjust the momentum of the.
That's what I wanted.
The one on the right, you pull that one down, and then you press down, and that should re-tilt the entire ship.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tip the ship.
Lily's surprisingly not tilted.
A 7.
A 7.
I was
Lily,
gonna. Okay, yeah.
please tell me how much peril do you have?
5.
Okay. Yeah. You, Clementine, follow Lily's instructions and add your own little flair to it. And the locomotive is righted, and Lily flies to the opposite side of the locomotive and is hurt a bit, but you're fine. You're inside. There's just a little bit of venting happening. Otherwise, it's fine.
Great. I quickly hit the intercom and I go, shooting them now, please.
Lily, gain the condition concussion.
Aww.
Oh no.
And you said the air is venting?
like
Slowly, it's
something
fine.
An engineer could fix
It's
if only
fine.
we had one.
We're floating in space and air is venting.
Well,
It's
the void is
fine.
not a direct comparison to to space as we know it.
It's
It
like
is
high altitude Everest, right? Like it's cold. Thin.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
It's like extreme high altitude. So yeah, Lily is safe. Who wants to shoot things?
I think we left that to the engineer since he was.
Okay.
I was sort of directing that, and then she called for help. I was like, I'll go back and help.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, I thought we were both shooting different things. You had a cunning plan involving harpoons.
But then you opted out of the mines, right?
I was going to shoot something else. We have many guns.
Oh, well, I can't go back and shoot just yet. I'll go back and shoot a different gun in all directions, but now I at least need to see what's happening here.
Okay, do I fire the harpoon then?
Yeah. Iron
Okay.
+1 for upgunned.
Does large count?
No.
Okay, what's asking? I am going to add
Think of all the tenacity.
all my tenacity to that. It's 8.
That's an 8. Yep. Okay.
Because it feels like dragging another ship behind us would be hard. So
Yeah, I think you'd be right. So I love this because you're still gaining peril. So +1 peril.
yay.
And you fire a harpoon and catch a pirate locomotive in the pressure, the pressurized engine at the front, and it swings them round wildly, but it brings them like behind you and acts as a shield, as Alan suggested. And like, in fact, it shields you from a couple of missile blasts, and you can see like crew members spiraling off into space.
Alan, you will never guess.
I'm listening.
Your plan was completely successful. I have managed to pin a locomotive and it is taking multiple explosions.
Really don't regret watching all those movies as a child.
What the hell is explosion? I know an explosion. Anyway.
Oh, blow up this train.
Lily and Clementine. Alan, did you go up to the front as well?
Yes, he would be.
Lily, Clementine, and Alan. You, not missing the presence of the engineer somehow, see ahead of you what you recognize as a relay. It is a very large structure. It's not like mega structure size. It's like a probably like big building, like 5-6 stories, that kind of size. It's not small.
Okay.
It can neatly fit within 2 rings of runic design around the edge. A locomotive, and this is a irregular occurrence to you, where you need to travel between various areas of the void. You go into the center of the ring. The rings use their arcane methods to spray a light sprinkling of liquid hours to coat the locomotive, and that eases the speed and time of the journey to the destination the relay is calibrated to.
Okay.
And in the operated box, you can see a very scared-looking man who is staring in your direction.
Right.
But you're approaching. You seem to be ahead of the pack. Everyone seems to be fighting. There are multiple explosions, pugs going everywhere.
So there's another guy on our ship? There's another dude on the ship?
On your ship? No.
He's at the relay, so I think
He's at the relay. He
okay.
appears to be the
Is it like
relay
the operator
operator.
box, like with the levers and stuff to change the track?
Gotcha.
Mhm,
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
So
He's just stood there staring.
you know, just Alan, now is your chance to say, I don't know, let him know we're coming.
let him know our coordinates for the destination that we need to go to on the relay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot.
It is what we're paying you for, Alan.
Yeah, but I still haven't really got much of that.
Well, we haven't sold our time yet.
Fair,
We also
fair.
lost our boss
Understood.
and our employer.
Understood. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna cast out the signal. So signaler, informative.
That is a hearts roll, signaler. Informative.
Lie to them and just be like, hey, we're just a train belonging to the Windward Company. We need to go a place. We're being chased. Please send us in. We need to go. Would that be Vales?
Yep, that would be Vales. Yeah, you can do it however you want. You can deceive him into thinking you're just a normal locomotive of the Wayward Company. I would say that was a -1 from Tarnished. You are no longer
I was saying it. We lost that much. But I'm guessing we might have some signature guns here if they all use similar guns, so that might be a better identifier. Then I will veil it up.
Okay.
Veil signals
Veils,
informative -1.
-1, yep.
10.
A 10. Perfect. Because that's what I was aiming for. It's not easy to pull the wool over the eyes of a man who is staring at chaos, staring into the void as multiple explosions and large locomotives do battle amongst the stars.
Hey, pal, we're being chased by
everything?
People that aren't the Windwood Company. SOS question mark?
Are we in distress?
I think
anybody would be in distress at this point.
I think the message you get back is, yeah, me too. SOS.
Maybe we should just tell them.
Can I come with you?
Yeah, we should just tell them to join us. Remember, the more we have there, the more easier it will be for us to skirt past the Dreadnought.
Yes. Just put in these coordinates and you can hop on the ship and we'll make our way out.
I think at this point you get the message through from the operator that says 2 locations: Albion Outer Rim or the Clockwork Sun.
My eyes immediately tread to Lily.
I'm thinking we should go to the Clockwork Sun, make the deal with the money, and GTFO.
But we're going to lead them there. We should lead everyone else to the Dreadnought.
Journal's here.
Yes.
You don't see a Dreadnought.
It was here.
There was no Dreadnought. You've not seen a Dreadnought.
If all else fails, we are still leading to a place like we're on Captain Brannigan's ship. Their ordeal was still that we're supposed to deliver that. If we're heralding what they need, then
they're not going to care.
They're going to be like, yeah, fuck those other guys.
The pirates probably don't have the hours needed to operate the thing.
It's true. Okay. Yes. I agree. Clockwork Sun it is. It may mean more paperwork, but it also may mean more money.
Yes. Please set those coordinates.
She says that like it's such a bad thing. It means more paperwork. Oh.
Yes.
I would like a roll from the navigator for this. You reach, you're going quite fast. You're being followed by a lot of things. It's a bit chaotic. So there are multiple things that might go wrong here, but you have the operator on your side. So I'm going to say that is a navigation roll.
Okay.
Mirrors.
Okay.
+1 for navigation, +1 for the operator.
All right.
We're looking at 8.
Ah! I rolled a... Wow.
You say you got tenacity.
I have a tenacity. I'm going to spend it.
Take it to 7. That's at least a success.
What's your peril?
5.
Close.
You want to take it to 7, do you? Okay. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. So I have some questions. Do you let the operator on board with you?
I would say yes.
Okay. The operator is coming with you. You're going to the Clockwork Sun, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Operator have a name. We let him on board.
Yeah, he has a name. Of course he does. Anyway,
Can we pull his name from the Patreon name list?
Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. I just want to know what to call this brave fellow who has trotted off with us into space.
Might want to get a couple of those ready, actually.
Nathaniel Amberledge.
Nathaniel.
This is
Okay,
fine.
Nathaniel Amberledge. Nathaniel Amberledge comes on with you. He's like, I've got everything set up. Can we please go? And then you activate this array of runes that spin and weave a coating on your now tarnished locomotive. And time seems to change. You are still moving forwards, but everything around you is kind of slopping away, like sliding behind you. And as you see the coating of time of the hours thin, you realize you're approaching a very pale, bright dot.
I've got a technical question.
Tentacle question, please. I'll know all about this.
What happens to the ship, the train that we're dragging?
Oh, it comes with you.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course it comes with you.
Expect nothing less.
The array at the other end approaches very quickly, and you see it prepare to catch you, and you collide with it. Runes, hours, another operator go smashing into space as you realize that you are now in front of and stranded in the immediate vicinity of a massive sphere of burning hours, powered by the clockwork of the British Empire. Next to it, a very large locomotive in intricately designed bronze, with the shadow casting from that locomotive. You see a small light. Alan, you see this is a signal light.
Oh, I think I'd recognize that anywhere.
Yeah, oh yeah. The light says, please state your name and intentions or prepare to be destroyed. Courtesy of Her Majesty's Royal Windward Company.
Make sure to mention what's his face, Brannigan.
I think they're asking us if we are interested in stopping for fuel, or tea.
I come back
We should probably let them know who we are.
I come back into the bridge. at this
That's
point.
your job, Alan.
I'm just asking.
Did we make it? There was a
Wouldn't
sound
expect,
of
like-
breaking.
Like tensions are so high or something. Gee,
I'm still drinking margaritas.
I'm gonna put the message out.
What is going on?
I express that we are of the original ship, the Queen Victoria's Wind, with a delivery. We are trying to hail aid, being chased by, I'll shorten it, Skyrits.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because it seems fun. So, signal. I'll probably ramble a little bit. I don't even know if I'll give them all of the information, but make sure that I hit some key points. So, signaler, rambler, veils.
I'm not going to make you roll for this.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll. Your signal goes out, and there's a pause, and then you get the message to dock. There's a small station nearby. Seems to be some sort of workshop with a station for 2 vessels, 2 locomotives such as yourself and the Dreadnought.
do we get a chance to lower our peril at any point today?
Yeah, let's say you can all lower your peril by
2?
3.
Ooh.
I've got no peril. I have no
You are a
tenacity.
generous. You are a generous storyteller.
I am still in danger.
We always are.
Yeah, right.
Well, what is going on? I have finished shooting at things and then everything disappeared very fast.
Well, it looks like they are gonna bring us aboard. We just got to stop and verify a few things. So, if Clementine wants to have all the appropriate paperwork,
Done. It is done. Already.
and navigator just dock us, engineer gather the time,
Yes, yes.
But it's inside the pugs.
gather the time.
Uh,
I'm a little stressed.
Oh, we're gonna have to shake it out of the pugs. It was there for safe stashing. We're down a crate.
Actually,
Actually,
just give them the pugs. But with the time in it. Just
But
give
the
it all.
pugs
Give
are
it all.
valuable than my friends.
I mean, we still have
What is the
some.
hammer? Pinata? Pugyata?
that seems very messy.
I will have a you in the
We
vineyard.
haven't hired a janitor yet, so
Oh my god.
I feel like we should maybe keep a few of the pugs. They're obviously going to know Captain Brannigan is not here. I have already forged Captain Brannigan's signature, of course, on all the paperwork. Maybe we tell them that there was some interference and we've come with what we could.
I think they'll be happy either way. Receiving
so
what they
maybe-
asked for, right?
It's true. So maybe we'll just leave the pugs as they are, stuffed full of time.
Yes.
They don't need to know. And then we can keep your pug friends, right, engineer? Because here's the thing, if they learn that there's time inside their little bellies, they're going to take them from you.
But weren't we meant to be giving them the time in exchange for the money so that
We are going to give them the majority of the time, and I gesture to like whatever's left of these boxes, crates. Like I imagine we've emptied like one box of time into pug bellies. And then we had 2 boxes. No, we had
Right.
2 boxes that we dropped out. So 2 boxes of time, but how much time was here? Is it all in the belly of the pugs?
Roll me a d10.
I was gonna say. Let the dice decide.
1.
All
Okay.
of the pugs seem to have gobbled up
Damn it.
the time. You can hear like ticking from the vents. And there
This
are
was
a lot
an
of pugs
unfortunate
still.
side effect. We need to begin wrangling the pugs. I repeat, wrangle the pugs to the deck. And we'll have to negotiate what we can.
I've got
Yes.
another idea. We can make up some of the lost time with coal.
That would be
follow.
That would be lying, engineer, and they would most certainly have our necks for it. Don't you? And they're not going to give us any money for the coal.
I think we
Probably
just
won't.
give them the time with the pugs and maybe just keep 1 or 2 for ourselves, and we know that we can duplicate them and maybe get more time.
Listen, we
Why
just
they
go in and
not
explain
ask
what
why
we
are
tried to
sending them
explain at
illegal
the.
pugs with illegal time in them.
We just explain as I'll go in. I can explain as we did in the Port Authority.
Yes, and that worked out
Sure.
for us.
The East Indian, Wynwood Company would be understanding of our situation.
I feel that we should give them what they ask for, which is as much time as possible. And we could just say smuggle, as we do, a couple of pugs to the side for us.
Yes.
Thoughts on a proper good business trade so that we can leave with our vessel intact. And I like ting ting the side of this rig.
Well,
I'm going
we're
to
boarding
run.
now, so
Get on this
Alan.
phone.
I love it. Well, we're going on board, so Alan.
this is your cue.
Can all
Right,
pugs please throw up all their time? Please.
Except Except for 10 of you.
Except for those ones over there. Please throw up your time in these boxes.
God damn it.
They're pugs, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm gonna go
Kids
around and
make them
attempt to like
vomit.
coax the pugs into throwing up into a box.
Wow.
Okay.
Just shake them.
I was about to say we
little
could just
bit.
give them the pugs.
Yes, I
You would
would just give them
rather
the
you'd
pugs.
rather traumatize and keep the pugs than just give the pugs as they are.
Yeah, let's just give
Okay.
them the pugs.
Authority. I love it.
How are you making these pugs throw up?
As much as I should be using iron to just like squeeze them, I'm not. I'm gonna talk to them nicely.
That's a
You're
hard
gonna
roll.
talk
From
it out of
experience,
them.
from
I'm
experience,
gonna
you
talk
should never,
them into,
you should
like-
never squeeze a pug. You're literally encouraging just combustible gas, immediate expulsion.
Yeah,
That's not the
Yeah.
worst thing on this ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you squeeze them with iron, that's gonna be a D6 of peril.
It would still probably be better than the hearts, but I'm gonna hearts it.
Yeah, that's.
I do
is a
support my friends,
mess.
and I love a good grumble.
this is.
I'm gonna say that's a D3 of tenacity, a +1 peril. But that's all you're getting.
They cancel out. Okay.
No, I know what happens here.
Oh dear.
I'm
Oh, don't.
underappreciated, just like these pugs. Does that count?
It doesn't really help you, but it's true.
Okay.
So, as Lily guides the thingy, that was your D3. Sorry, I thought you got a
Yes.
1 on your D10.
Oh no, we can't get a
Okay,
one.
that
Thank
changes
God,
things. Okay, 7. Okay, I still know what happens. You
Can I use my
guide
tenacity
the
on it? Does that help?
locomotive. Huh?
If I use my tenacity, will it help?
No, it won't change anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you dock. So does the Dreadnought, which I still can't think of a name of. And you see out your stained glass windows a group of crew come out of it and begin to wait outside your locomotive. Meanwhile, the engineer goes around, like, coaxing all of the pugs into one room. And I think what happens is you drop a spanner or something, and they all go, "Rrrt!" And now the entirety of your storage area is covered in pugs that are slowly replicating, and a lot of pug poop,
But we don't
which
have
you
the
can
time.
presume contains the time. You see little nuggets of time.
I pick up the coal shovel and begin shoveling
Yes.
poo into a crate. We should have baggied these.
This is fine. We're gonna create a bunch of pug shit and pass it
Yep.
off to the
That's exactly what I'm going
East
to
Indian
do.
Company.
And of course, I want to save. I still want about 10 pugs for our own personal.
Yep. And I
Yes.
would like
Collection.
to replace 10 pugs worth of time with coal that we mixed in with the ship.
Okay. You have a large pile of shit.
Okay, but I got it in the crate, right?
It's all over the place, to be honest.
Well, I start
It's
shoveling.
mostly in the crate.
into a
Yeah,
crate.
sure.
I'm gonna try to as much as I can into the crate, and I roll my sleeves up. Do not pay me enough for this, Alan. Go communicate the shit trade.
on it. I go do that. I don't know how well I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a shit time here.
So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for them. I mean, I'm assuming that once we dock, there is a boarding procedure, which Alan's not informed of, and if he was informed, he certainly doesn't remember. So he waits. He waits for the ship to be boarded.
You're standing at the door.
Yep. Like when I see them, I kind of wave.
There is a severe-looking woman who stares at you like she's trying to make your head explode with her mind.
Reminds me of my mother.
And after a minute of waiting, she taps the clearly inferior ranked member next to her, who shuffles up to the door you're standing behind and bangs on the door and tries to open it. Is it locked?
I would assume that it's probably not locked since we've docked at this point.
Oh, okay. In that case, he tries a bit too hard and falls backwards, but the door opens.
I tell you, it's a push, not a pull.
Oh, thank you.
I nod. I help him up.
And then EE, can I get a name for this let's call her Captain something.
Marcel D'Angelo. So Marcella D'Angelo.
Marcella D'Angelo.
Marcella D'Angelo. What up?
This woman stands and looks at you. You're clearly not in uniform. Crew member, please fetch me your captain.
Funny story.
Tell Brannigan that D'Angelo wants a word.
Well, I would inform Captain Brannigan if he were alive. Captain Brannigan exacted a blood feud upon another ship captain to the point of mutual suicide. There's just nothing but stoic confidence on Alan's face. He has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Roll me a hearts. +1 for informative, +1 for signaler. To see how she takes this, because I have no fucking clue.
To see how she takes it? Can I utilize I'll never say never in the face of this individual here for tenacity?
Yeah, have a tenacity.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my god, I got an 11.
What
You got
up?
an 11. Well, he always was a bit of a prick. Who's captain now, then? And where are my hours and replacement parts?
The hours and replacement parts remain in cargo hold, and the Windwood Company had issues assigning a new captain. The Ratters were arguing amongst themselves at New Winchester. So we were ushered to do this in a timely fashion manner. It seemed as it was a time-sensitive mission, as you can understand.
Yes.
They deemed us competent. I thought otherwise. But here we are, and
I see you have
we're still being
some
chased by
judgment.
pirates.
You know what? I would love to hear this story. How about you get your crew to unload the cargo onto the dock, and you and the officers will spend some time drinking, regaling each other. I have a very finely appointed station room conductors.
Honestly, we were looking for a more worthy ship after this is said and done. We are without captain. Are you looking for more crewmates?
You know, I'd need some proof of your credentials.
We have all of the
I'm
paperwork.
not-
I have
a
that.
fool.
I come up for the intercom. Clearly, we've been broadcasting because I have those. That's it.
Who's that?
That's our HR rep.
Quartermaster. Quartermaster.
Huh. Well. Yeah, while you're all of you, she actually grabs the intercom tube, puts it to her mouth. All of you, while officers, obviously, while you're crew is busy unloading. Clearly, we should have a chat. I'm very interested to hear more amusing tales of Captain Brannigan. So why don't you join me?
Who is this on the intercom?
Don't worry about him. He's the
I'm just been expecting up all this shit time.
He was our special hire. Might be a mild invalid. We're still
By the hour,
that.
in fact. By the hour. Just by the hour.
You pay him in hours?
His pay rate is by the hour.
Well, we're salaried, actually. Well, most of us are, but you know. I'm
You want to make a
salaried.
hearts or a veils roll to convince her that you've got a salary?
I was about to say, I can
Make
do
a
that.
veils roll, Lily.
Oh, no, I can't make the veils roll. I can't do that.
I'll make.
Can I distract her just to while she's making that roll? I want to distract her even further by asking her how she feels about pugs.
Actually, no, I won't add anything. I was thinking of adding a +1 for posh.
Yeah, no, that definitely
I'm
works.
posh enough to be paid salary. Okay.
That definitely works.
I don't get paid by the hour. 11.
11.
Hey, that's pretty doggone good.
Of course. I imagine what office are you? Navigation?
Navigation, of course.
I can just tell.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. I'm the highest
Well.
paid on the crew, actually, but that's, you know. We don't always discuss our salaries, but that's quite all right.
It is rather crude. All of you, please join me.
Does anyone
Where
know
should...
to explain what is going on? I feel very left out.
We're going to have some tea with the nice captain.
Yes.
Real tea as well.
Yeah.
Real tea.
Real tea.
And discuss the many adventures that we went through to assure that this time was delivered. As per the request of our dying captain.
And bug shit.
Yes, well, you're not the only one.
Does he always
So-
beep like that?
Just make sure to, only when he's feeling saucy. It's been a long trip, and we could use some real tea, as we spill some tea.
At this point,
We can sip.
I come down, the cattle cart opens up, and I'm just holding boxes everywhere. Boxes, and I'm also covered in shit from like the knee down. Black coal fumes up my arms, and hair is like kind of frizzy.
You see the captain visibly suppress a retch. Your crew member can deal with this, clearly. The three of you. You're obviously very well educated and trained, so join me.
But of course.
At this point, I think every ship needs an Alan, just Alan.
Okay, of course we will.
And
Yes.
what's that?
Yes, engineer, maybe we could stack the crates,
Engineer.
without spilling too much shit.
they've been making me do the shoveling and also the gunnery.
Due to these unfortunate events, we've lost most of the crew and have had to take up multiple jobs.
Do you happen to have running water on your vessel?
I do.
May I avail you of
No.
some? Well, fuck.
His beat also gets off occasionally. It doesn't actually cover what it's supposed to. It's like his sensor bar being a little too high. Oh, this show's ridiculous. Okay, I glove and like make sure to look the part as much as possible. This is a ship that might have had like. Is there any way we could have like an official like pin or lapel piece or like hat that like makes us look more like we're part of the original crew? Is there anything like that around?
I guess go through the crew's old quarters because they never left with packing.
Yeah,
That's
I would
true.
say that's a Veils roll for you. And +1 for
shit.
Quartermaster.
Okay, well, there's that. A 5 Z's.
You can. You want to spend?
I can't. It doesn't matter. Because I only have 2 tenacity to bring that up to the 7 to pass.
Okay. What's your peril?
1.
Okay. You find a few hats with the
Okay.
Windward Company logo. You find some pins with various names on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I pass as we're getting ready to exit. Like before we officially, I'm like passing these things out. I'm like, put this on and this on, and just to make sure we kind of like, yeah. What does my
As you're
name
doing
badge say?
so, can I take you aside a little bit?
Yes, I imagine that I'm like putting a hat over top of your head and mask.
Did she say I wasn't invited?
What she said was that you are. Once the crates are on the loading dock.
But I already moved them. All at once. I have been doing 3 jobs. I feel I should be able to go to this shindig.
You can. Can we at least scrub the shit from under your fingernails? Is there like a decontamination station on the vessel?
I mean, there's probably some bathrooms. You could probably have a scrub.
We'll
be
be
too difficult.
waiting on you when you've freshened up, engineer?
I will hurry to be there. You are also somewhat covered in bug shit from all the shoveling.
I am. I will deal to my own cleanliness. Go wash
I'm
yourself.
just saying, I feel like I'm being discriminated again in this circumstance.
I would ask you to file an official complaint about that, which will have to be
That's
processed
what I'm
tomorrow,
doing.
engineer. It is, of course, a weekend, and we're all very tired.
I'm gonna blow up this ship.
God.
This is the Office Space moment where we've taken his red stapler.
100%.
Clementine kind of does the mom push to get you inside to go shower, and you can join us, but you got to be clean.
All right.
Pulls out a tiny little flannel, and we're gonna start cleaning with a tiny flannel.
It takes you a little bit of time, but
I
you're
got
clean
time, don't
enough.
worry.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of it. Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it really is.
You all have name badges. You all have hats that make you seem fairly official.
Okay.
So you think.
Yes. very
And
official.
you go in, and oh my god, Lily, this place is gorgeous. There are beautiful paintings of various parts of the sky that you can only dream of visiting.
Oh, what a magnificent place. I must say, absolutely stunning what you've done with the place. Oh, and where is this sector? I have never been here before. I point to one of the portraits.
Oh, you really should visit Titania. It is the most beautiful community of... The entire thing is built on one enormous plant. The leaves stretch for miles.
Oh.
Wow. We'll have to get the coordinates for that place to visit afterwards. This is just lovely. Amazing place.
This one over here, I think, is my favorite. It's from, I think it's an old Sky Sailor's tale. Pure fiction, but the idea is nice. It's an unknown spot in the sky which is inhabited entirely by strangely colored teddy bears.
Oh, teddy
Also,
bears.
various variations on the theme.
not encountered those before. We've encountered many creatures, including pugs, obviously.
Yes, we have.
It's been quite the experience thus far.
So what's this about pugs? You've mentioned them to me several times.
Well,
They were our cover. You see, when the Great Dual Suicide happened, there was an outbreak, a mutiny among our ship and the other, and they were trying to steal the time. Right, everyone?
It was the worst
And we
situation.
had
nods.
and we had to hide it in the only place we had. Our private collection of pugs.
Well, I must applaud you on your ingenuity. Sorry, what did you say your name was again?
What does my name tag say?
Yeah, let's
You look at your name tag and you see a name spelled Niamh.
Niamh. I'm. They call me Jetter for short.
And how do you get that from your name? How do you pronounce that?
Jetter.
we call her that because she likes to jet things out of the out of the heavens sometimes, and so she's a go-jetter. And so we just came up with that nickname for her.
The go-jetter, yes. This really is just for official paperwork only. I don't actually go by this name.
Of course. Jetter.
Not
And
going sideways at all.
I do love
glad I'm on the other
visitors. My apologies. Introduce yourself, and she points to you, Lily.
Do I have a name tag on?
Your name tag has a name on it that's spelled Saoirse.
They call me Sao for short.
Like a cow.
Like a cow.
Like
yes.
a cow, of course.
Yes.
Seems rather rude, but if you get a reputation, you know. Oh my. Well, just to check, the engineer, you are there as well, yeah?
I probably get in about now then, because I had to scrub a lot.
Oh, okay.
I brought you this ceremonial pug. I could walk in and I just completely misread the room. I'm holding a pug.
Yeah.
Our
Got a bow in
engineer.
hair.
Your engineer. Please.
Engineer, Stoker Gunner. I think I deserve a title train.
A multi-talented. What's your official title? Your name is what I'm asking for. My apologies. Part of the crew. You've got the
You're
name
asking
badge
for
there.
my name.
The name we calling you.
Oh, fun nicknames.
They never call me by my name.
Jetter, go Jetter, Sao.
Like a cow.
No one ever asks my name. I hug her. Thank you.
You still smell awful, but clearly they've neglected you.
I'm so sorry. I just feel so underappreciated.
This is why.
There. What's your name?
Thank you.
For what it's worth, appreciation was never in our contract. We were just encouraged to be paid.
And you can file an official complaint at any point if you feel neglected in your duties.
You said it was a weekend.
no, please. And she ends the hug and grabs you by your shoulders and pushes you at a close distance and like stares into your eyes and says, "What is your name, dear engineer?"
We're all like and looking behind it. Like I feel like behind the shoulder, like all making faces.
To be appreciated, I have to give out various medals with various names printed on them.
Some call me Timothy.
Oh my god.
Is that his real name? I guess we wouldn't know, would we?
You wouldn't know.
I would. I make sure that his payroll goes out sometimes.
You
So.
always misspell my name.
Oh, that's why you can't deposit it. Never mind.
That's why he lives in the engine room.
Because he never gets to deposit it.
Every month you get the payslip back, and every month you just misspell it and I return it. So every month there is an additional payslip that gets returned. We're up to like a couple of hundred.
I just enjoy filing them, and then you never get your pay.
Yeah, you're just really like, oh, more paperwork.
That's how we pay for all those parties.
Yeah. God, so much petty cash. Wow.
Dearest Timothy. Oh, well, that's a little bit odd. If your name's Timothy, then Josue. Jose. That's what your name tag says. Am I to understand that all of you have mismatched names?
It's a test.
Who does it belong to? No, please, engineer.
This belongs
Who does
to
it belong
Jose.
to? And what happened to Jose?
He was part of that great battle, the dual suicide of two captains in the heavens.
Engineer.
Like,
Please.
you notice that the engineer's like starting to break out into cold sweat and like
Yeah,
beads
he's
just forming.
Yeah.
Well. Fuck. And knock her out.
Knock her out.
Oh my
This is why you weren't invited to tea.
I know.
Freaking the engineer.
Well, this is
not going to be easy.
That's okay.
Oh
But do I get tenacity from I support my friends and I love a good grumble?
I'm gonna say no.
I was grumbling. I've got my friends
Okay,
back.
no, one for grumble.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm large. I'm underappreciated.
Those, well, unfortunately for you, you were being appreciated by the captain
That's
because
true,
you gave
but I am
away
large.
the entire fucking plan. So, you get +1 for large.
We should put him back in the cone. He's going back in the cone when this is done.
Yep.
I'm adding 2 to that, so it's a 10.
That's what you needed.
So what happens is, can I just go, fuck, and I just bring fist down on the head like that, bonk.
It's the
Oh yeah.
bonk.
So, everyone, roll a d3 of peril.
Damn it.
I was gonna say roll a d6 for just the engineer, but this seems like a big problem for all of you.
Yes, okay, woo!
Oh god.
She's
okay.
quick. She has her saber just with the tip still in the scabbard as she collapses on the floor.
Grab her body. I look right, engineer. You did this, pick her up! Is anybody around? Do they see us?
Alan's probably just like
Alan's like that. Lily's like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Lily's like, and we didn't even get to make it for the real tea.
Oh, it's fine.
Damn
We'll
it.
steal her tea. I immediately begin filling out a form, an official complaint form. If nobody's around, we need to leave her body. We're not taking her. She's not our hostage. We're leaving her with a box of shit and a note. We're gonna get the hell off this place. All we need is her approval. Does she have like a data pad or something? I need her to sign our paycheck saying that we delivered the time.
This isn't sci-fi. She does have a pad of paper though.
Okay, whatever this is. Yeah, I like grab her stuff and I immediately
She has
use her
beautifully
hand.
headed personalized paper.
Perfect. Even better. Never have personalized paper. Dumbass. And I immediately begin filling this thing out. This like made the trade for the time to 3 people from the actual original crew of this vessel, not us, because I know I've got the logs as a
Jose
quartermaster.
on it.
Jose for
Sorry.
sure, fucking Jose. And I will. Then we can leave her with all the boxes of shit and just take our money and run.
While you're doing this, I'm gonna put her body into her room, like in the bed, and then I'm gonna put the pug next to her, and then I'm gonna just turn on the like tube speaker thing, and then I'll close the door, and so everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, she's just snoring really weirdly."
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Do you want to roll me veils for that? So, engineer, you roll veils, and
Can I make this like a planning type thing, like a detailed?
yeah, this is +1 for detailed, and that's a
overanalyze. I'm gonna
you
crush
can have
this.
tenacity for overanalyze, and you can have that as a veils roll.
Okay. Oh, it's a veils roll, not a mirrors roll.
No, because you're deceiving someone.
Damn it.
Can I
Okay.
can I call in Alan to help with the speaker?
I was waiting on that.
No! That was just a bad roll. Well, I say fuck it. I burn her pad. And I take the money and run.
You plan she's a hostage?
No, we leave her behind. Lord, last thing we need is a high-class officer as a hostage on our vessel. A lot of extra
Where are we
attention.
to run to now?
Am I getting Alan as a helper, or should I roll it? Oh shit!
just-
Are you in peril?
Am I in peril? I have.
Oh, is Clementine in peril?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have 2 danger.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm getting really close, though. You all see Clementine sweat for the first time ever. A single bead
no.
rolls down her face, and she looks at all of you. It could be a tear, except it's coming out of her
Probably
temple.
margarita mix.
She smells of tequila and bad choices, and she looks at all of you, and she says, "We have to get out of here. We can take the shit, or we can take the money, but we cannot take both."
Can we take the ship?
No, the ship. We can keep the ship. And I'm like, we toss her body on the crates and just leave her?
Oh, well, Alan and the engineer are doing something with that. So,
Her body?
Yes.
Alan, do you want to help me with the speaker?
I adore getting volunteered for this. For the record, but sure, why not? I'm in deep shit as is. So let's just keep wading through it. Okay, I'm up shit creek without a paddle at this point.
Okay, Alan, roll veils.
You got it.
Is this signaling?
Not really.
I love that none of us took veils. Oh, we're all. Wait, no, you did. Alan did.
Alan took veils.
This is bad.
I have
Okay.
point in veils.
All right. I mean, I've
crap,
got
I thought Alan was failed.
No
Nine.
veil points.
No.
I got veils. And I'll use my only tenacity to make it a 10.
Don't worry about your tenacity. 9 is more than enough.
Okay, good.
So tell us, what are you doing with the body? You're putting it in a cupboard with a...
No, putting it in her
Pug.
bed with the speaker on, so it's going through to like the bridge, and the pug is gonna be like her snoring, because the pug's like,
Okay. I mean, she is technically asleep, so it's a very easy... Yeah. You put a pug in there. What next? Lily, what are you doing during this?
I'm going to head back to the ship and prepare it to go. As I
Which
realize we're going to
ship?
have to... Oh...
We have too many people. No, I turn her head. I turn her head back towards the old vessel. And I'm like, listen to me. Do you want to die or not?
Dreadnought.
We can't take the Dreadnought. She's not the only person on board. And there are only so many parties we can host and yeet people into the heavens.
It worked last time. Why don't you do it again? They don't know.
Yeet them into the heavens.
I'm just saying we could get out of here with a ship intact and come back. We have so much money.
I
Look.
bet you we get over there and find they put like a parking clamp on our vessel. Be like, God damn it.
Yeah, now I have to I start pulling off. Fine.
I
We'll
vote
back to
that
the Dreadnought.
when we make it to a town, we finally dispense of our ship. We should really adapt a new title.
We
Just
could
clean
spend
slate us.
all the
This is a
hours
Dreadnought.
required.
This is a Dreadnought. This Dreadnought has to have other ships on it.
No, it's just very large. That would be
It's
a
just a
carrier.
very large, very powerful locomotive.
We could
does it-
probably spend our money repainting our ship or something.
That's we yes, because we have a
look
little
like-
bit of money.
We got the
Does it
money
look
from
like there are
the. I
people
assume they gave us the money
currently-
from the time when we did the exchange on the dock.
You got a little bit of money. That won't cover anywhere near a renovation of a ship.
Fuck it, we take their ship.
Does it look like there's any people on the Dreadnought right now?
Sometimes so many people.
There's going to be a lot of people on the Dreadnought, but
We
I
get
mean,
Alan to pretend to be the captain and tell them
Oh.
to go to the other ship.
Oh, I have a new idea.
Damn! Oh my
We
God!
can-
This,
We cannot take this Dreadnought.
Lily, if you prepare the Dreadnought, because of how wonderful it is and beautiful it is, and how culturally important this figure is, you will get a D6 plus 1 tenacity.
Damn it.
Or you could go
Okay,
back to your shitty old
okay,
ship. Whatever.
okay,
It's no big deal, you know?
Clementine grabs you by the shoulders and she said, if we're going to take this ship, we can't take it with anybody on board. We need to pull an emergency something and
I know what
evacuate
we
this
can
vessel.
do.
What if we put our ship on the Dreadnought?
No, we can't.
Can we do
rude.
that?
No, they're just trains. You can't put a. Can you put a train
You
on it?
could link them up. They're trains.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
pick them up, I guess. But then we'd have twice the problem.
Yeah.
Is it,
I mean, that would be 3 trains linked
Yep.
up.
three
Yep.
trains long? We'd be a hot damn mess. No, we are taking the Dreadnought, and that is all.
I have an
Oh,
idea.
okay. Let's go. The Dreadnought.
Just say that we need an honor guard as we leave. Have them on the dock to be an honor guard to see us off to our ship, and then we fucking leave them behind.
Okay, I would know how this works. I go over to the intercom and I'm gonna try my best, and I just say, a crew of, does this vessel have a name? Crew
Yes.
of the 80-20.
the 90-10.
Yeah, the 90-10.
Lily, quickly roll me a d6 and add 1 to it, and then you can have that in tenacity.
We're gonna have to leave the pugs behind. Y'all know that, right? Because they're all on the other ship. You
brought
don't
one.
get your
I
pugs
brought one.
and your
I brought
Dreadnought.
one.
Of course.
And
Of
they
course you did.
refused
That
to
makes
accept me,
sense.
So we're good.
Okay, damn 7.
Jesus.
So do I just get all my... so
You just get all the tenacity.
You do,
I get-
I believe I have an upper limit.
There is an upper limit. It's 6. You can increase your upper limit later on.
Okay,
Oh, I see. Okay.
that's fine.
I come in over the intercom of the Dreadnought. I say, a crew of the Dreadnought, please join us on the docks to say goodbye to the fair adventurers of the 6535 who bravely brought back.
It's a bit overestimating it.
Is there another pumpkin cake there as well?
Who bravely brought back time to our to our vessel. We will see you on the docks in T-3 minutes and counting.
Veils roll, please.
Fudge.
3 minutes to get off the ship. That's all.
Everybody just fucking evacuate, please, so we can leave. Okay, I feel like I am a quartermaster, and I know how to call these kinds of gatherings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Would you say that would give
One
me a
would
plus
argue.
1?
Yeah.
I'm also very detailed, and I gave them detailed instructions.
You can have a Veils roll plus 1. Do you have any conditions that might aid you?
I have a scratchy throat and a bit of cash, so your girl is
Oh my
not packing a whole lot.
She is ready. Put her in the shit. Okay, that's my MVP.
Okay.
So I just get a plus 1?
You get a plus 1, I'm afraid.
Okay, 9!
That's a 9!
That's pretty good.
That's
Okay.
it, yeah.
Oh yeah, I could make it a 10. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use it to
Make it a 10, why not?
Make it a
Okay.
10. I want to assure that these guys evacuate in 3 minutes and no more, no less.
If there are a couple left on board, we can intimidate them. That's fine. If there are like 8, we got a problem.
Yeah.
So as Clementine speaks through the speaker, you could very clearly hear her imitate Captain, what's the face? D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
And you can hear an echo throughout the locomotive of, yes, ma'am. And like a march begins
Okay.
out of the locomotive.
I push us all in the doors. They're like coming out on the docks. I'm like, Lily, go start the engine. The rest of you hide in a closet.
I assume I need to go and then put fuel in the engine.
Oh, yes. Start shuffling us out of this shit.
I thought I wasn't going to. Fine.
As soon as they are on the docks, we're leaving.
Yep.
Like when everybody's evacuated this vessel.
Okay.
I'm going to casually enter the Dreadnought and just like I belong here. And
You step up.
yeah.
100%. Step up to the footplate and make your navigation roll.
Navigate us.
Mirrors,
Mirrors, navigation.
plus 1 for navigator. I think that's it.
Yeah.
11.
Do you want to spend tenacity?
We are yoinking this Dreadnought.
We're trying to get out of their like heavily armed
Let's
facility
make
in
it
their
a
dreadnought.
solid 12. I'm gonna spend the tenacity.
That was really good. Okay. So, without too much of a problem, you slowly engage the engine, which has been running on low. You direct the engineer to the engineering room. He begins to heat up everything. There's a low rumble in this massive, powerful machine. As you bolt out of the dock, the bridge between your 2 locomotives splits and falls onto the crew of the Dreadnought, who begin to run and scream after the Dreadnought. Like, some of them leap onto it and are like grabbing on, but everyone else either falls into the void or is left behind.
As we're leaving, pulling away, can I take the captain and just push her onto the?
Oh, I was gonna keep her as a prisoner. We
Oh,
need
okay.
a hostage.
Okay, if you want to keep her as a prisoner.
Yeah, we're gonna need some. We just stole a Dreadnought from the Windward Company. We're gonna need something.
Maybe we should uncouple like the last couple of cars. That way we'll be like with a really powerful Dreadnought engine and lighter.
We don't know what's in it though. It could be more poo time.
I mean, we have
God.
the poo time and most of the cash, so.
We have the poo time and the cash, so I think we really, you know what? It's true. We could leave a few behind. Lily, can you or engineer from there? Can you detach the caboose and some extra weight?
Yup. Why are we jettisoning our caboose again? I understand why, but it feels like a nasty habit to get into.
Wait, we have a bit too much junk in the trunk.
That
Yes.
seems like
Lighten
an
our
innuendo.
load.
I thought we sprayed for those.
Oh my god.
Well, this is a new vessel, and it's going to take another 3 days to spray entirely for innuendos in heavens.
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna detach like 2 cars off the back.
I'm going to say it's particularly difficult.
And as I'm going, if there's anyone clambering on trying to open windows, I'm just gonna be like rapping on them, being like, "No, you will not get in. We are full."
Okay. You detach the back couple of cars. Roll me a D4.
Oh hey, it's D4 less peril because we're getting away from the peril. That's great.
No,
thank
I'm
you.
deciding where the hours are. You detach the back couple of cars, and on your way back, you realize the couple of cars that you come through, there's no storage in them.
What? Oh. Ah.
Wait, what's wrong?
1 second. I'm gonna go to the harpoon. I'm gonna harpoon them.
Okay.
Oh no, we're going to wreck this Dreadnought.
Everyone gain 1 peril.
All right.
That's fitting.
1, 2, 3.
As you begin to escape in this dreadnought, you see the unleashed caboose and car start hurtling towards the sun. Do you want to do an irons roll to catch the storage with all the money in the...
I'm gonna try and catch.
This is why I said we needed to see what was in it before we got rid of it. It's fine. It's fine.
I thought I would have realized by walking through, but apparently I'm a bit worried about my perils now being 7.
I say leave it. We still have the shit boxes in her bedroom and pugs stuffed with time.
We do.
On average, I can make the roll.
I like how the further we get into this game, the more Clementine is shifting to that pirate captain voice. We got bug stuff with time.
Just wait, I'm gonna take my own eye.
Wait, no, we don't pug stuff with time. They're on the other ship. All we got is 1 pug.
You got 1 pug.
We left the others on the other ship because we couldn't bring them to
You
the
left
ship.
the money
Yeah,
and the
but
time behind.
all the poo time we moved on this vessel with her.
It's in that. It's in that.
Yeah, it was just attached,
That's why I'm about to shoot at the harpoon.
which is... I love the moment. You can see the moment where her emotions shift quite
You can
dramatically.
see the point where her heart breaks exactly if you just
Yeah.
fast forward.
How are we supposed to pay for this trip? She begins like pulling out her own hair, burning
take the shot.
her notebook. She's given up on the job of HR.
Brace for impact. I'm taking the shot.
Oh, damn it.
Do it.
Righty.
This is
Fine.
well. I feel we're fucked.
Was that before or after I told you we shouldn't take this Dreadnought? And I'm kind of like kicking and punching them. I
Oh
hate
my
it.
god. She's lost it. The HR has gone mad.
Are we
File a
surprised?
complaint, quick!
Yeah. File a complaint.
With a 9,
Okay.
you shoot a harpoon, and you see the coil of wire spiral out behind it, and it slams into the side of the car and pulls taut. And the pull of the sun is significant, but this is a clockwork sun. It's not. It's not. It doesn't work in the normal ways. So you are dragging a taut line of. Yeah, it's fine. It's coming with you.
Reel it in.
The question is now, as it is reeled in, it's very easy to do. You got a 9. Where do you go from here?
I'm sobbing in the corner, burning all of my manuals and filing incorrect
Feel that.
paperwork for complaints. I don't think that Clementine is the person to ask where we go next.
You're like making a complaint to yourself, and then you're like answering it, and then
Complaining about forms.
I'm just gonna set a course to, like, the farthest sector that I know.
Great. Let's go to the outskirts
Just
of the
basically,
heavens.
just go that way. Where are we going? That way.
That one.
Just the deep space. We're just going to go to the far end of the heavens and just sit there for a while.
Helen's just gonna be like, okay, yeah, okay.
You go.
Everyone's crying and Ellen's so happy.
Yeah, Alan loves the chaos. He's just chaotic by nature.
Jesus, I haven't played enough of the video game to know a really far away place, but they did an update a while back. You the Blue Kingdom. Thank you. That's what it was called.
Thanks, explosive monkey.
You set a course for the Blue Kingdom. Lily, I'm so sorry. But you realize that the relay is broken. And it will take you months.
Oh no.
And as that realization dawns on you, and you plot the long, arduous course around a variety of perils, a singular locomotive appears. Sheaths of time being distorted and ablated off of it. And just from the like hanging off of the sides of it, you can see crew members with huge swords. And on one side is Captain Slizzard Grubman.
I knew it.
And on the other is Navigator Spectre. I think that's a good place to end.
I hope everyone likes Scrabble. I brought it.
No!
Oh my god.
Wow, that was something.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Pretty great is what it was.
Oh yeah, and also you realize that you've been really close to the sun and everything's going a bit weird. I think you've all been under a lot of stress. Part of it was the situation, part of it was definitely the sun and the proximity to it. But that's not important. That's just a fun bit of Sunless Skies lore for y'all. I hope you enjoyed.
Not. I had no fun, Josh.
Ha!
I loved it. That was
Done it.
Okay. Well, that was a thing. Right. Let me have a look at our announcements again. Patreon post, NBC name submissions, and the Skyfarer problem with pugs sessionates are now out. Monthly recap coming soon. It is September, so you can do September stuff. There you go. That's the announcements. We'll be back, of course, next Saturday with VTM. I believe it should be on. But before we go, we're going to go through everyone. For instance, we'll start off with our illustrious, very shortly featured navigator, Spectre. Josh, do you want to tell us who you are?
This is your navigator speaking. If you look to your left, you can see Gaming FTL on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and other platforms. If you're interested in podcasts about vampires with me and my friends and a wonderful voice actor named Mark Meir, who you may know as our favorite voice actor on the Citadel, please check out Stitch of Fate. Thank you.
Okay. Our joint favorite navigator, Lily Verdeau. Tracy, what about you?
This is your real navigator speaking. Never mind that fake imposter, Spectre. This is Lily Vardeau, also known as Tracy, also known as Miss Magitech. You can find me on all the places at Miss Magitech. I stream D&D, Pathfinder, other games on various places all over the internet, and feel free to check it out and hang out. And yeah, that's me. Thank you, everybody.
The Just Alan that everyone needs. Bob, what about you?
Is that thing gonna play every time? Hey guys, it's me. Fuck, it's Bob. It's Bob. I'm trying to do Bob things all over the internet, and I'm kind of hard on my grind. Doing lots of tabletop stuff, focusing more on expanding into lots of dope places. I'll be playing with Dot in the future on a show. I think it's your channel. I think it is.
No, it's not my channel, but it's a channel I play on a lot.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm sure more details will be coming out about
Next
that. And well, I mean, I did the whole podcast thing, just mentioning what Josh said, just echoing it, and from there, I don't know, man, just keep your ear to the ground because I got lots of cool stuff coming. E, what about you? Tell us about your boss.
Don't want to go first because she's crying. So.
That's right. I'm having a breakdown over here,
yeah,
Bub.
in the middle of a breakdown, Clementine Jester.
I just wanted to switch it up a little bit.
Everyone's favorite. Apparently, you're not allowed to. She gets antsy. Dot, what about you?
This is your quartermaster speaking. I'm here to tell you to buckle up because Dot plays a shit ton of games online all over the place where you can go and kill yourself a pug. I hate them. I hate them so much. For real though, I play a lot of games. I roll a lot of dice. Go check me out on social media.
This is thorough.
I tell stories like this one that you saw here today. I'm about to yeet his ass out into space, and I meant EEs.
Keep going.
Is it not done?
No, I'm gonna make it just play. I'm not letting you intro yourself, E. I'm sorry. You've lost that today. You've been replaced by pug noises. I'm just kidding. Who are you, E?
Hello, I'm Enter Elysium. You can find me over at youtube.com/Enter Elysium, twitch.tv/Enter Elysium. Currently doing a number of videos every week, normally on Crusader Kings, and Crusader Kings, the Vampire the Masquerade roleplay mod for it, which is a whole load of fun. I'm totally not a Methuselah now. That is not a thing I am. Also, you can find me streaming on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the moment, Diablerizing literally everyone, including Mithras. So, if you want to go check that out, you can do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm gonna burn this show to the ground. I'm turning this car around and we're going home.
You're not the navigator.
Dad.
We have a home?
Yeah.
You're not my navigator. Looking at tips. Let me just reload. Come on.
Oh.
There were no tips
Save
today,
us
of course, this.
from the pug noises, everybody. Save us. Help.
And so, on
Please
that note,
donate to stop the pug.
thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Every time you donate, there's pugs multiply.
Sounds terrible.
No.
Until the next time, may the dice roll ever in your favor.
Fuck.
Bye, guys.
My God, help us all.